Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel that I allegedly don't advertise, that I'm trying to stay on the down low about. Welcome to that secret channel. Hey, everybody. I hope you moderators are ready because last night on Brittany J's panel, we were threatened to be mass reported, which is, something you don't really publicly want to say, but she did. So, moderators, get your wrenches ready. It's good to see everybody this morning. Yeah, it was a secret channel that I'm trying to stay on the down low about, according to Brittany's panel. I'm staying on the down low over here. I don't advertise it, but I share it. I do share it in my regular, in my regular community, my main channel. But, hey, what are you going to do? Thank you so much, Mrs. Smith, for being here. Music City Mom, Music City Mom FBI. One-Eyed Flo, good to see you. Potato. Melissa B, you look good in blue. You look good in blue, baby. You can't. So we have this guy that's literally funding an agenda, a narrative for Seth Rogers. And he's going to sit there and act. I mean, dude, the guy has a personality of a wet moth, like someone said. I was like, oh, I was going to hear Bueller, Bueller, Bueller. Oh, Lord, what a fucking mess. But yeah, hey, look at UGG is an emotion. Get yours in the merch store today. The nice black. This is my mood today. UGG is a motherfucking emotion. Good morning. Good morning. Of course she did, Vivian. Because they don't want anybody talking about the underage stuff with Seth. They're running interference. And you know what? It's really interesting. It's really interesting. Look at this. This is really interesting. I looked this up yesterday. I was like, oh, wow. So I wondered what the statute of limitations was in California, just out of curiosity, because we know that there was, something illegal, if you will, the grooming. It does say in California, the statute of limitations for criminal sex assault depends on the type of offense and the age of the victim. If you're underage at the time that it happens, that victim has until their 40th birthday to press criminal charges. There is no statute of limitations on civil. About the civil. What do you mean mucking about the underage stuff? I don't know what that means. But isn't that interesting? They have till their 40th birthday. Hey, uninvited. Hey, 911. Fit to be tied. Good to see you. Wide open cooter. Lazy wolf. What's up, Pearl Strand? I know I've had this secret channel for 5-6 years, but it's a secret. But anyways, they were going to mass report me because they thought I was going to play, or they thought I was going to read Katie's RO this morning. They were all geared up because they thought I was going to. No, California is where they got divorced, where they lived. But it could have happened in another state. I don't know. I just looked up California. But this is what they don't want us talking about. Good morning, Carrie and Bams. Trevor's mom. Yeah, Katie's only like 35 or 36 years old. Yeah, can we keep it a secret? Yes. Yes. Mrs. Smith, thank you so much for your $5 donations to the tip jar. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me make sure my widget. Oh, there's my widgets. Let me turn on my widgets. Okay, we should have an alert box now. So anyway, yeah, I mean, this is what they don't want us talking about. And I mean, it is the past. Virginia, is that where they lived? Let me look it up really quick. Okay, so it says here 20-year statute of limitation applies in Virginia if the victim was a minor or incapacitated person at the time of the assault. So it's only a 20-year statute. But if you look at this post, right, he brings up something that we've never heard about. And I know that they've done background checks. You have to remember that, yeah, what's up, Kodo? Keep doing you, Kodo. You're doing a great job. And hey, Choo Choo. I know. Why is it so small? I don't know why it's like that. Hold on. Like that? Is that better? I don't know why it made me so little. But he says, so Nick says in the top part, they should have a female agent interrogate Shamefoot to see if he lashes out and slaps her, just like he did to Rachel, Nina, and undoubtedly others, which I think are all rumors. His ex-wife, Nina, explained that she, quote, met him online. I wish I could take it back. She describes the horrific relationship. We all heard that. And then SF says, well, are you going to discuss Seth getting a girl under 15 pregnant when he was 22 and taking off for Georgia and her having an abortion? While he is also involved with a different 13-year-old girl? Or are you cool with child rape? I was like, damn. But you know, this isn't the first major claim that SF has made on X. And I've followed SF for years. Years. This isn't like he just came out the woodwork like Ben George, right? And he's sitting up on a panel going, oh, I think I'll send a super chat. No. He's a certified search and rescue and a private investigator, and he has been around for years. So when he posts things like this, people pay attention because he doesn't post things like this without having receipts in his back pocket. Thank you, Kodo. I will. He's been in contact with Katie, who was the victim. Right? She was a victim of Seth. In my opinion, she was a victim. Because, you know, as much as you want to say, I don't know what happened, we don't know the story. In my eyes, and this is my stance on this channel and my main channel, that we do not accept any kind of pedo behavior. None. I don't care if it was 20 years ago. I don't care if it was yesterday. I don't care if they think she agreed to it. I don't care if he met her at 12 and waited till she was 18 to have sex with her. He still spent those teenage years grooming her. And I have zero motherfucking tolerance for people who excuse it, act like it didn't happen, and people say, oh, well, it doesn't have anything to do with Sebastian missing. How do you know? How do you know? This same guy that groomed Katie also lied to us all and said Sebastian didn't even go online. So what else is he hiding? And you know what? I will stand with that. Zero fucking tolerance for taking advantage of teenagers, of children, of hitting children, of smacking them in the head, of pulling them out of the swimming pool by their arms. I'm not going to gloss over that. Why would anyone gloss over that? It could have everything to do with it. And you know what? Seth is the one that brought it to our attention. So congratulations, Seth Rogers. Your mouth is getting you in trouble for messing with a minor. And that's just the way it is. It doesn't take a rocket science to have a stance on pedophilia, predators, people who sit on panels pretending like they're masturbating when their son's missing. No fucking tolerance for it. These same people want to go, oh, protect our children. Fuck off. While you're sitting there having predators on your panel, talking nasty, pretending like they're whacking off. Sick.
Just help a brother out here.
Fucking problem. You're the fucking problem. And so is this sicko that's sitting over there on Granny's panel trying to fucking form a narrative for this predator. It is what it is. You can't gloss over Seth and condemn Stephen Stearns. How can you do that? Tell me. Tell me. How can you do that? How can you look at Madeline Soto and not see Katie? Especially knowing that she came from abuse prior to him. It's sick. It's sick, and it's a problem. It's not okay. It's not okay because now she's 35 and he's 45. It's not. I don't know if he's Seth or not. I don't know who the fuck that guy is. But he's got way too much information, right? 2, he's got way too much of pushing a narrative and spending his money to do so. So my question is, Ben George, do you have Sebastian? Do you have Sebastian? Do you know them from gaming? What's going on here? Why would this guy come out of the blue, find certain creators that are pro Seth and or easily manipulated by money? Because that motherfucker could come here super chatting all day, and I will never change my stance that children come first. He comes in, he spends a bunch of money, and then he gets wrenched. I've seen it in 2 channels. Right, who sent him? Yeah, Passion, you're damn right. I am here for justice and for children. I'm not here to gloss over, oh, he's a fucking
Just
groomer.
help a brother out here.
His son's missing, so we must feel sorry for him. No, we must look at him as a whole person. Because he's manipulative, he's nasty, and he's a monster. In my opinion. Report that, Brittany. Report it, because none of this is untruthful, right? It's slander if it's untruthful. If you're talking the truth, it's not slander. So if you support Seth, I want you to think about Jennifer Soto and Madeline Soto and Stephen Stearns. And think about that. And think about how hard it was for Katie to leave that controlling mofo, right? Who looked over her shoulder. Have you read the divorce paperwork, by the way? Where she also has witnesses who recorded his abuse. Because they all thought I was going to read it today because I shared it in my Discord. So we've got some of Brittany's people in our Discord too. FYI. They were all talking about it last night. Why are you up in my Discord, Brittany? Why you got people up in my Discord? We don't care what you're doing. Why do you care what I'm doing? Oh, that's right. Because every day you play my fucking videos. Because you've got nothing else to talk about. Because you can't research for yourself and you can't plan a show and do it by yourself. So this is my message to you, Brittany J, while your little fuckers are reporting away to YouTube like little fucking babies. I challenge you, Brittany J, to stream alone for 1 week and cover a case and use your own fucking work. 1 week. I challenge you. Let's see if you can do it. Let's see if you can get through one night on a panel by yourself and actually know what you're talking about. I haven't seen that video yet. She's out of her mind. I challenge you 1 week. And then you can fucking come at me. Okay? You put the work in, you put the time in, then come at me. Then we'll talk. Because you're a fucking joke. You have no stance. You have no spine. You sit there and you coddle.
Just help a brother
A
out.
groomer. A groomer. You coddle him. Fuck you. And you're going to sit here and go, I'm mass reporting her. Sick. Just sick. It's sick what people will do for fucking money. I can tell you that. Because I would never sacrifice my integrity, my morals, and my values for money on YouTube to some fucking creeps. Perverts is what they are. Tony's a pervert. Seth is a pervert. In my opinion, allegedly. Jesus Christ. It's just nothing gets me more fired up than people who protect child predators. I don't care what case we're talking about. You could tell me your next door neighbor is a child predator, and I would feel the same fucking way. I don't care who they are. You're a child predator. You're a piece of shit. Right? And it's scary to think about that Seth was taking his teenage son out, having him get numbers from little teenagers in the fucking Waffle House. Right? No one wants to talk about that. No one wants to ask him about that shit. Was it really Sebastian? I don't know. I guess the electronics would probably show that, huh, Seth? And if you accept that, I mean, you have to at least call out the truth for what it is. Because that's a problem, right? That's a huge personality flaw, Seth. Being a groomer, controlling. He's got this Ben George over here on Granny's panel spouting that Chris Proudfoot's controlling. Who does that sound like? The controlling ones are groomers, right? That's all about control and manipulation. Cheryl, I don't know who's innocent, but I can tell you right now that Chris Proudfoot didn't groom Katie. And from what I see, he protects her from this man. And he brought it out on himself. Just saying. Cheryl Singh, aren't you the one? Oh, wait, Cheryl. I'm glad you're here, Cheryl. Oh, Marianne, thank you for your PayPal. Also, Melissa B, thank you for your super sticker. Let me go back here. I don't want to miss these because they get buried. Thank you, Melissa. Who else do we have? I missed. One-Eyed Flo. Choo-choo sticks are as little as $1. Light it up. We don't need a Ben George. Thank you, One-Eyed Flo. But for real, I mean, he's the one that told us, did he not? And you know what? It's not strong words. It's the truth. Why? I mean, why is everybody, I just don't understand why everyone's so shocked and hurt that Seth's truth is being put in his face. Obviously, no one put it in his face when he was doing this when Katie was a teenager, right? No one stood up and said, this is fucking wrong. No one. Yeah, I don't know who he is, Tara. He could be Seth. I don't fucking know. I know he's got no personality and he's really, 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 putting forward a narrative. And I don't appreciate that because I think we're too accepting of these people who pop out of the woodwork with a narrative just because they spend a little money. Fuck that. Oh, it's not about who I think you are, Cheryl. I don't know what you're talking about. Who do I think you are? No, I just want to show you something, Cheryl. That's why I said I'm glad you're here. I wanted to show you something.
Just help a brother out here.
Aren't you the one that told Bullhorn Betty that I was involved in a ring or something? Didn't you tell Betty to be careful of me or something, that I'm involved in a ring? I could have sworn I saw that. I thought that was a little weird. Yeah, here it is. Cheryl Singh. Yeah, I mean, I pay attention to these. Yeah, it was you. And I don't know if I'm taking it out of context, but I want to show you. Because that's a big accusation. I don't know why you said that. No, you did. I promise you. It was sent to me because it says, Betty, they might be part of this ring. Please watch Jay for Justice. What does that mean? We talked about this the other day, and I was like, what does this mean? I mean, I don't know what you meant by it, so that's why I wanted to ask you, because I was worried. I was like, like ring. What ring are you talking about? I was like, what kind of ring? Not me. What does that mean, though? What kind of ring do you think there is? Music City, you want to be up in my Discord? Corey, I hope this isn't your only source of entertainment. Because guess what? You just lost it. It was a ring on the J for Justice? A ring? Oh, oh. Thank you, Kelly Mack. Good
Just
to see
help
you.
a brother out here.
If Chris had underage allegations in his past, how would yeah, exactly. The ring in Millersville or something? I'm just trying to get clarification. I'm not coming at you. I just think that ring, I wanted to straighten that out. Because I'm not part of any ring. She showed a ring of people that are lawyers and stuff, police, and they found out. Okay, well, I just wanted to verify I'm not. Oh, Millersville. Oh, like you were saying, watch my video. Loaded Hot, congrats. Is this all about Millersville? I don't know, guys. Who's Samantha Rogers, too? Look at that. Well, I appreciate you explaining that. Because I didn't know what that meant. I just wanted to clarify I'm not part of any ring. Yeah, that's why I asked. No, Samantha's not. Sarah is his sister. Yeah, she ain't going to watch me, Cheryl. You say my name in her chat, that might just get you banned. So, but thank you for clarifying. I appreciate you. I thought you were saying like I was part of something. I was like, oh no, I need to clarify this because you don't want your name associated with like rings. Because it's already bad enough. People think that we're being like paid behind the scenes and shit. It's okay, Cheryl. I'm glad you explained it. No, it's okay. That's why I didn't want to jump to conclusions. I saw your name and I was like, oh my God, I got to ask her about this comment because it was weird. Good morning, Amberly. Seth's sister is Sarah. Sometimes you got to think before you type, make sure your messages make sense. And chats get crazy, you know? We do. It's just like texting. It can be taken out of context. And I think we have to show each other some grace, you know what I mean? I think she's 35, Omni, or 34 or 35. Hey, Pearl. Good morning, Kimbo. Yeah, I mean, she didn't get defensive. Hey, Some Beach. Katie was born in August of 89. That's what Choo Choo says. I'm not sure the year, but just babies, you guys, just babies. It was Millersville, and I called them a ring because it's a group of people making kids and others disappear. Well, I don't know about Millersville making kids disappear. Do you? I know I graduated in 91, Kelly. It's like, oh my God. How do you know that it's a ring, though? Like with kids. I know they had some weird pedophilia thing going on, though, where they supposedly had a group that they were busting pedophiles, but I think they were actually doing it. So it's very concerning. And the police chief assistant is Sean. But hey, what about Sean P. Diddy? Seth, Sean? Oh, no. I'm hoping Ellie's really getting facts on Seth. I'm hopeful because they don't give him info. Yeah. And, you know, you got to think about it. They're talking to the Proudfoots all the time. The Proudfoot said they're working with law enforcement. So, oh, Diddy's screwed, man. Rico case. Diddy done. Sex trafficking and Rico. Money. Yeah, Kodo, it's a little deeper than that though. They had a pedophile sting and it was botched. And it's really, really sus because they brought in 4 cops and then the rest of them were just like these people with this foundation. And it's really sus. Yeah, it's a federal RICO case. So yeah, they're supposed to be unsealing the indictment this morning. And then I have a live scheduled on the other channel at 3 and we're going to go over it. Diddy done. No, he ain't getting out of this. It doesn't even matter if 911, are you a 911, give it to God, 911 crime time. Well, Millersville is part in Sumner County, Christina, in all fairness. She had this video on her. I know, it made me look twice, 911. Yeah, so who else is Diddy going to take down? Who's he going to rat on? The Millersville thing is Sumner County. It's partially in Sumner and partially in Robertson, I think, County. Right, so it is Sumner County, right? It's very close. And there's a Sean. I don't know. Diddy's a bad dude. He's a really bad dude. And you know what? I love that and this is what I'm talking about. We're all like, yes, Diddy got arrested. But then we're going to gloss over what Seth Rogers has done. And not only what he did in his past, but what he's done on this platform. The nasty stories. Why are we accepting this? I mean, I'm not. I never have. But why are people accepting that? Bing bong. Yeah, I mean, it's so weird, Mrs. Fletcher. It's like, we're all like, oh, yay, he finally got arrested, you know? I do, Kodo. No, I don't think that his influence will get him off. Nope. I think those days have come and gone. I think he's done so. I think he's done so. At least I hope. If you don't mind, find the video and watch it so you can understand better. I don't know what video you're talking about. Yeah, Kelly Mack speaking truth. The fake jacking off, the creeper moves on random females giving assistance, sitting up all night on panels. It's disturbing. And now he's here hiding in plain sight, which is even weirder, right? Blocking people so they can't see. Probably has different names. He doesn't use just Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father. If you believe that, I don't know. I got something I could sell you. I don't know that saying, but Shelly M, absolutely. If you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for anything. So Shelly M says yes, because if I was a creator, hold on, keep forgetting I can pin these. If I was a creator and found out that allegedly SR would not have been on my panel, period, and that's me. Yeah. I'm with you. Dreams. Let me see. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I don't think they care about money anymore. I think those days are gone, right? They don't protect them like they used to. Treat Sebastian like property. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure he's watching this chat. Dreams. Jay, it makes me physically ill that me and my family donated hard-earned money and bought t-shirts. Fell for it all in the beginning. But you know what, Dreams? wear your t-shirt for Sebastian. And that's what I would tell you. I mean, you know better now. But you did it for Sebastian. You did it for a kid that's missing. And I don't think you should ever feel bad for that. You know, it's shame on the ones that manipulate. Shame on the ones that come forward as someone they're not. Good morning, little bit. This stuff needs to be talked about. I'm not sweeping anything with predatory behavior under the rug. And when it's in my face, it's in my face. And Seth seems like he's still obsessed with her. And, you know, I don't think anyone should feel bad for, like you said, dreams. Just be grateful you found out before it went further, right? You've got t-shirts and you can wear them in Sebastian's honor, and that's all you can do. Music City, I gave a lot of money, but we did it for Sebastian. Absolutely. You can't feel bad, but I just, I think we need to talk about the obvious. I'm sick of people, glossing over the fact that, you know what? Oh, look at it. You even brought this bitch out of the woodwork. Look, no, don't delete her. SF is a joke. Why don't you? Oh, says the woman, Bullhorn Betty, says the woman who called Stephen Stearns good looking and thought that he would have eye candy. Betty, you are the absolute most disgusting woman that I've ever seen on YouTube. You are the epitome of scum. Okay. So it's not a surprise to me that you defend Tony and Seth and all your craziness. But hey, girl, glad I got your attention today. And it looks like SF has as well, huh? Truth hurts. Truth hurts. By the way, Betty, why didn't you take SF up on that and prove the receipts that you begged to work with him so he could donate 50 grand to a fucking charity? Because you're a piece of shit. That's why. You'll always be a piece of shit, Bets. I know. He's getting them all out of the woodwork. We got Betty in here. Mad. She loves pedos. Ugh. See, she doesn't care because you know what she was doing in the beginning? You know what she was doing in the beginning? See, and that proves I don't block her. She could chat here. I ain't scared of you, Betty, but you got me blocked. Why? Why, baby? Why? She has you blocked, little bit. Oh. She can't handle YouTube comments. She go put it on members only. These people, they're insane. Unwelcome cooter. I don't know. It's just crazy. I don't know how you can defend that stuff. You're blocked on X. Well, I noticed that Betty follows me on X. Thanks for the follow, Betty. Appreciate it. We know you're watching all the time. They don't like that I have this up on the screen. I would never talk trash to Bullhorn Betty in her own chat. That's just rude. Why people talk trash? I mean, it's their opinion. How is it talking trash if you have a different opinion? Oh, by the way, crime time buzz. Can you please try to get Granny to drop this guy? Her chat is telling her she's being set up. She will listen to you. She won't listen. I'm not going to tell her what to do. Granny runs her channel. Did you see? Does he have a new one? I didn't look yet today. We got some funny videos. Let's pull up SFC X. I've got this ready to go. So we're going to take a look at this. Betty's mad because they can't control the narrative over here. And that's why they want a mass report and they want me to not talk about the truth. And, oh, this doesn't have anything to do with Sebastian and yada, yada, yada. J with an E, cooter. Okay, so here it is. Dog the bounty hunter claims that there was a motive to harm Sebastian due to a custody battle. However, has he considered that maybe Sebastian was stressed and afraid of living with Seth? Sebastian had a stable home. He loved his school, his teachers, and had a consistent routine. Now, Seth planned to homeschool him while working 12-hour night shifts, leaving Sebastian home alone. Seth had led us to believe that Sebastian was not self-sufficient. So how would this arrangement work? Seth, we want to know the answers to these questions. Seth would be at work while Sebastian slept, then come home in the morning and sleep all day, leaving Sebastian to homeschool by himself. Essentially, Sebastian would be alone for 24 hours a day. No school, no teachers, no classmates, and no stable home environment. This is loneliness. Seth has previously told us about Sebastian's struggles in various areas. Yet he was planning to leave him unsupervised for 12 hours a day. Why isolate him through homeschooling? Moreover, something occurred at Seth's place about 2 weeks before Sebastian went missing. Could this possibly in the near future have overstimulated Sebastian? Since Dog is referring to this as a custody battle, were there any lawyers involved, paperwork filed with the court, or court hearings scheduled? All of those would be necessary for it to actually be considered a custody battle. Oh, nice. Thanks, Shell. We got the Diddy indictment. Yeah, why would he want to isolate him? So we also know that the Thursday before Sebastian went missing, that he straight up told his dad to his face that he did not want to live with him. Straight up told him he didn't want to live with them. So let me ask you this. Seth already lost Katie to Chris, right? That control, he lost her. All that work he put into getting her where he wanted her, where, she was controlled under his thumb, so to speak. Under my thumb, the girl who once held me down, right? She was under his thumb. Then she found her independence. And then she found a man. Not a 14-year-old boy gamer trapped in a man's body, but a man who works, who wants to do better in life, who wants to grow old with her. He lost her to that. So the anger is real, right? The rage, the anger, the jealousy, the resentment, all of those. I mean, we've all felt those emotions. I was cheated on after a 15-year marriage. You think I didn't feel rage? You didn't think I felt resentment? You don't think that I felt, like I was jaded? Absolutely. I know those feelings, but I'm also not a groomer. Right? Seth admitted he hasn't dated in the 8 years since the divorce. Yeah. So he's okay. So he's butthurt. It's not even just butthurt. We all get scorned. We all get, oh, we might want to, have some revenge on our ex or whatever. But I feel with Seth, it's like 100-fold. Think about your own emotions if you've ever been, hurt by someone you trusted. It is creepy, Shelley. I totally have thought that same thing. Right. Someone who respects you, someone who opens the door for you. I mean, I don't know if y'all noticed, but when they walked into court, Clue showed the video when they walked into court. He didn't even open the door for Bullhorn Betty. He was walking ahead of her. The dude's not a gentleman. He's not a gentleman. He doesn't have manners. There's just nothing. Him and Proudfoot are complete opposites from what I've seen. I think so too, Kodo, and I think that Sebastian going missing could have made him like think that it could be rekindled. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like in a weird way, she's still his. Well, and now let's think about that. Let's take that a step further. Let's put on our thinking caps and think outside the box. And let's think about this. If you lose Katie, right? You're him, and you lose Katie, you still have that tie. You have that one tie, right? Which is Sebastian, which is your son. But then there you are, the Thursday before he goes missing, and that tie tells you they don't want you either. He don't want to live with you. He likes it better with Mr. Chris and Mom. Oh boy. You already had the rage. You already had the resentment. And that just went 1,000-fold because now both of them have rejected you in your eyes. Yes, he does, Annie. 100%. And you're right. But people use that as an excuse. But you're right to recognize that. So I'm just throwing this out there. So Sebastian says, no, straight up, Dad, I don't want to. Well, fast forward to 8 years from the day that Katie filed for divorce and ruined his life, destroyed his nuclear family. February 26th. But he conveniently wants you to think it was the 25th. So he puts the wrong date on t-shirts. Go look at his t-shirts from the beginning. The TBI says the 26th. I got creepy vibes searches the way he was talking to Jaden and Brandon. They are so much younger than Seth. I don't think he has a preference. Just like some young. You could be right. I didn't like how he talked to Trevor Lee either. I mean, it's just all adding up. And then Nina, being all flippant about Sebastian being missing. Some of them did, Tiffany, the 25th. But isn't it funny that it was the 26th on the flyer, right? That he was last seen in the area. What is with 1009, Kodo? I saw SS saying that too. Yeah, it is hard, Charlie. But I mean, what do you guys think of that? I'm not sitting here talking about Brittney J saying, how many of you used to support Brittney J? Put a 1. No, I'm talking about real facts here. She just went live. She's big mad. The 1009 sighting, is that the one with the bag over the head, or? I have it written out, but it's in the other room. She said that last night. Oh, I think it's funny, Shell. She's fine. No one's going to leave here to watch Bill or Betty, and if they are, more power to them. She was just here, Shell, telling me that I'm a horrible person. She's a big mad live cooter. SS has my theory. I know. Let him talk for us, right, Kodo? I love it. Hey, Granny Bassmaster. 10:09 a.m., they're saying. No, we didn't block her. I think the way he spoke to, yeah, that's what I was going to play. So we're talking about like him being upset, right? Good morning, Ann. Have you guys hit that like button yet? But the bigger question here, okay, that I want to raise is, why hasn't Seth refuted these accusations by SF Investigates? Okay? Because if we go back in time, okay, he also says that he thinks that Seth Rogers could have murdered his son, that he's leaning that way. Okay? And Seth hasn't said shit, right? He'll send out cease and desist to Chloe. He'll send out cease and desist to Clue, to whomever, right? But this guy basically says he thinks that Seth could have murdered his son. He's telling all about the underage stuff, but Seth doesn't say shit. Bing bong. Austin D, I wanted to play it, but I don't know if Rabbit would appreciate it. So I think I'm going to have to watch it on my own. Send you guys over
Just
there to
help a
watch it
brother
because
out
I
here.
haven't seen it yet. And then we'll talk about it because I haven't listened to him yet.
Just help a brother
Yeah,
out
I can
here.
pull up the dispatch right now.
Just
And
help a
he's been
brother out here.
quiet, hasn't he? A muted cooter. I agree.
He has a camera, but nobody's answering the door.
You guys have found?
He had some ties at White House High School, and every time he
Just
got
help
in
a
trouble,
brother
he
out here.
wanted to go back
Thank
to
you,
White
Flo,
House,
for
so
donating 5 memberships, you guys. Thank Flo for your new members. Yeah, he's afraid to speak up, but doesn't that say something?
Just help a brother out here.
Doesn't that say something, though? I mean, we know the math. You can't deny the age gap. In no world is that ever okay. Can you guys hear it? No, I've got the link, Shell. She doesn't need to email me. This is what we wanted to hear right here. 10:30 sighting.
search, but general area.
1026, Kellen Wayne, no contact. 1028, made contact, nothing on their cameras. And 1030, contact, nothing on their cameras, and nothing in the treehouse behind the house.
9:57. Okay, here we go.
1018 Stafford. They are reviewing their camera footage right now. They need some check contact and they got cameras checked. No, that's fine.
184, your low volume. I got cameras checked.
It will 1008.
At 10. Okay, it's coming up right here then.
And I'll be out at St. John Missionary, 1085.
Resident at 1028 Kellen Lane states that he just saw a kid with a black shirt, black shorts, had a phone in his hand coming across the construction. When he made contact with this gentleman, the subject went straight back to the woods at the top of Kellen Lane.
I just talked to him. He's one helping.
Thank you.
How was that a sighting? They said I just talked to him. He's the one helping. I don't think that was Sebastian. It doesn't say he hopped in a vehicle. It doesn't say anything about a vehicle. What are you guys talking about?
12 all units, when you're done with your assignment, please come back to 1008
Is it
Stafford.
coming up?
2023, 24, 18, and 16 Stafford. Over in cameras. Nothing's been called.
Operations have started at Willow Bend Drive.
St. John Baptist is clear all the way along. And the dumpsters and both truth buses have been cleared also. They're making that.
10-4, are you going back to Stafford Court?
Still on search, but general area.
1026, Kellen Wayne, no contact. 1028, made contact, nothing on their cameras. And 1030, contact, nothing on their cameras, and nothing in the treehouse behind the house.
10-4.
Yes, man. All houses on Kellen Lane have been checked. And Brad, those woods on that side of Long Hollow, we've been unable to fly to due to the distance with the drones. So those.
Did I miss something? Yeah, it says he went back in the woods and then he said that's the one that's helping. I don't know why you guys think that's Sebastian. I've never thought that. It doesn't say anything about a vehicle. I don't think Sebastian was running around there in the morning. The neighbor is helping. Are you like, I don't understand. Are you saying this is what they're saying? I'm really confused. I don't know why anybody thinks that that's about Sebastian. I think Bobby's kids were out there at that point, according to her, anyways.
1,000 contact. Haven't seen anything either. Nothing on Ranger Bell. 1012 Kellen Lane through 20. All 1012 go through the entire. The lady at 1032 Kellen runs the neighborhood Facebook page, and she's updating it to request.
See, they're talking to her, and then they see her son. That's her who runs the Facebook page. The person who was in a black shirt and shorts was helping, right? It was probably her kid, and they probably woke up and had shorts on from the night before, you know what I mean? Because it was February, and probably went outside to help.
Of course, we were looking at crawl spaces and hidden areas.
Hey, Cricket.
Hey, on at 1,000 Kellen Lane, did y'all happen to check the crawl space? I will have to check my list, but if it wasn't locked from the outside, it was checked. 1018 Stafford. They are reviewing their camera footage right now.
I need some check contact and they got the cameras checked. No, that's fine.
184, you're low volume. I got cameras checked.
It will 1018.
And I'll be out at St. John Missionary, 1085.
Resident at 1028 Kellen Lane states that he just saw a kid with a black shirt, black shorts, had a phone in his hand coming across the construction. When he made contact with this gentleman, the subject went straight back to the woods at the top of Kellen Lane.
I just talked to him. He's one helping.
Thank you.
$12.
Yeah, I just talked to him. He's the one helping. Thank you for hitting the like button, guys. Oh, she was pissed, Lucid. She went on and on. Pinned comments of mine, of me getting bashed. It was actually quite sick, if you want to know the truth. So, Kodo, is there people saying that was? I don't understand how that's a sighting. I don't think that's a sighting of Sebastian. I just don't. There were sightings of kids under bridges, though, that matched the description, but they never found those people. You know what I mean? Those people weren't those sightings. It's okay, Lucid, but those people never found. I mean, they never located them. You want to see some shit? We're not going to play it, but I'm going to put it on mute. Hold on. You want to see the comments? And in my opinion, she's being trolled by Nick. I can't wait until all that comes out. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go back. Where did it get ugly? Towards the beginning? I mean, she's so desperate for content, she's playing Nick. They think that Nick's poking the bear of Chris Proudfoot, which is funny to me. Even Seth said Chris Proudfoot was at work. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Disappointed in JLR. He went too low. Here we go. Ben George. Oh, here it is. She's playing it right here. Here, watch.
C-section, I had Justin in my ear because he calms my
Oh my
anxiety.
god.
Oh.
Really? Well, I have to say, you do have a very, 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 very calm voice.
She has a calm demeanor. I like that.
Until the chickens
Yeah,
come
Oh
Michelle,
my
in.
gosh,
I'm about to
Hyper,
go
the
with
chicken's over here. And I'm like,
So she finds it. I guess they all sat there. I said in that. Remember last night when we were going over the video that Jay and Granny did, right?
Jane Granny.
And I was like, this kind of shit makes me want to leave YouTube.
oh Jesus Lord.
Look at this.
Stop.
So all of you have all these little,
Ooh.
all these creators on
Do you
panel.
love the strings? The strings in this video. That's Brittany with all these little people on panel. It's all the strings connecting them all. Because to be honest with you, this person and this person sound the same. No, Nana and this Emmy Joe, they never talk at the same time and they sound the exact same, except this is the naughty version of Nana. Nana doesn't swear. She just loves Brittany, but she comes over here on Emmy Joe and she's a bitch.
Going over it. Look, hold on.
I wasn't here last
I'll
night.
read it for it. Look at this.
She's lost her mind.
She's lost her mind. That's what she said about me. She's lost her mind. I don't know, 911. Don't they sound the exact freaking same?
Good thing you weren't, Justin, because read my message in back chat, and you'd be there.
Not her credibility.
How immature is this? Look. How immature.
Like it was. Oh, come on, y'all. This makes me angry. This case makes me just want to walk away.
Bye.
So much about it.
So I said, this makes me angry because Granny had said that Nina's face was punchable, and she said
It's not a voice changer. She sounds the exact same. I don't think she has a voice changer. That's the funny thing.
freaking victim of DV. Like you're sitting there telling a victim of DV.
You're sitting there telling a victim of DV, but you're sitting there entertaining predators? Are you kidding? No, she doesn't need a voice changer. That's why it sounds identical. She just, excuse me, she just fucking talks dirtier. She swears and shit like that.
They have a punchable face and they're a bitch. So Grandma P covered me on her channel again today, right?
Oh, yeah, the same people that are going to say,
Girl, get the walk.
So then you got Tia Dash over
Do
there.
you see how serious she takes everything? If someone made a video like this about me with the Backstreet Boys, I would laugh my fucking ass off. Like, these people have no personality. None whatsoever. Like a wet fucking rag. Yeah, she's like, this makes me want to leave YouTube. JLR hasn't done any damage. Give me a break.
Yeah, leave. You know, all celebrating because she don't do drama.
It's funny,
Voices,
Brittany.
Kathy
Get a
P,
personality
yeah, all
and a
these
sense of
people
humor.
on panel. Look,
God almighty.
look.
Shoes on. Get the walking.
I dare you. I dare you to walk away.
I double
from
dog
it.
dare you.
I triple dog dare you.
I quadruple dog dare you. Hell, I'll give you the shoes.
I'll give you 10 bucks.
These ladies are in their 50s.
These ladies are in their 50s and their 60s. And damn, they are sharp, Brittany J.
In 60s.
I have
damn straight.
Kathy is
damn straight. It's called wisdom and knowledge. That's what we have at 50 and 60.
old enough to be my grandmother. Tia is in her 50s.
Oh
Voices
my
is
God.
almost 50.
I thought she was older
Right.
than that.
Oh.
These ladies are old enough to be my mother and my grandmother. And you literally are, this is
Dude,
what
are
you're,
you really playing the young card right now? Are you really playing the young card? Like, I'm in middle school and they're in the high school and they're bullying me. Bitch, you give as good as you get. Don't sit there with your little, oh, can y'all believe this? Oh my God. If you can't handle the heat, get out of the fucking kitchen. Isn't that the saying? You can't handle the truth? What is it? You can't handle the truth. Seth can't handle the truth. I mean, Does it really matter if we're 50 and you're 30? Does it really matter? But she's like, they're so much older than me. No one fucking cares. It's not about age. This is about morals, integrity, values, which you seemingly don't have, nor a sense of humor, right? Because you can have fun and laugh at yourself sometimes, but not you. Because you got Nana Drift on there taking everything like this is her own life. Like she knows Seth. Seth is her son. Doesn't matter what he does. I'll always believe him and I won't apologize. I mean, this is just stupidity. What's your excuse for Nana? She's in her 60s, at least. What's her excuse? Fuck's sake.
You're doing. Like, seriously.
I'll give you
Seriously.
$10 to walk away.
Yeah.
We'll send you a goddamn Uber.
Hell, I'll give you the shoes.
I'll give you $10 to walk away.
Oh, but Kathy, if
Mrs.
I walked
Jones.
away, what would you have to do on YouTube anymore? You don't have any content.
Oh, and she's got the nerve to talk about someone having content. Look at who's Regina George? Who's this? Sarah's suspicions. Regina George. Is that Ben George's partner? Because she looks like she's 12. That's fucked up. Who is that? Regina George? Mrs. Jones, I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. No, really, I want to know who Regina George is. Oh, from Mean Girls? Is there also a Ben George? Because don't you think that's a little weird? I've never seen Mean Girls. Yeah, Regina Romo with her red X's. Regina Romo. But why does she look 12? Mrs. Jones and me look into the future. Every time I see Mrs. Jones, I sing that song. There's not a Ben George. There's just a Regina George. And now we have a Ben George. I've never seen that movie. What's the Big Lebowski? I've never seen it. Isn't that funny? No one went live yesterday and then everybody goes live today. All right, enough of them and their fucking stupidity. I want to show you guys a couple videos that I was just like, what the fuck's going on? Check this out. You guys, we haven't talked about this, but this is quite disturbing, okay? Return of the crime.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hold on.
Flipping packs on the first one.
This is him. This is T-Rev757. He put this out like a day ago. Dude, it says from 229 to 161. What a difference a day makes. From 229 to 161. Oh my God, he's still on panel. Bueller. Seriously, T-Rev looks awful. Watch.
We pay rent. What you know about it? At 13, I was taught how to make sense. You went in school playing with a paint pen. I was on the block, really serving many men. By the way, I think you owe me like 50 cents. I am your boss, cause I got the sauce. Hop in my way, then you stick to a dog. You're taking this loss. I'm in the field, snacking this shit like my name anymore. Back at it like a crack addict, gotta jump it like a jackrabbit, cause I'm that savage. If you ever wanna stab at it, take a pass at it. I run the tracks like a school, cause I'm fast at it. Vividly sick of your history. I got no sympathy, you live in misery. Lack of consistency, fuck the publicity, exposing your history. You was a bitch to me, come and get rid of me. You don't really wanna try that. Fuck around, you be stuck like a fly trap. Uppercuts make you wiggle from the contact. We ain't from the Bronx, but you know I got a bomb that. Bring the humidity, I got the chemistry. This ain't a trilogy, we got the victory. Fuck all the industry, I'm independently signed to myself and I got all the... Flipping the tracks like a school, cause I'm fast at it. Vivid fly trap. Uppercuts make you wiggle from the contact. We ain't from the Bronx, but you know I got a bomb that. Bring the humidity, I flipping packs on the first one we pay rent. What you know about it? At 13, I was taught how to make sense. You were in school playing with a paint pen.
Okay, I'm back. I know I can't with the music either. But what in the hell is he doing, dude? Mm-mm-mm. What is this? T-Rev, you're not okay. You're not okay. Mm. Yeah, this isn't healthy. Like, he's not losing weight because he's working out, y'all. He said that he got a Bowflex, but he's definitely, I think, in my opinion, I think he's on something. And it's quite disturbing. What is going on in this case? Why is everybody that gets close to these people start getting, you know, looking sickly like this? I mean, his eyes are just fucked up. Mm-mm. Because Tony uses people's weaknesses, says Potato. Does anybody want a link? Do you want to come up? Yeah, he got he got a Bowflex. He said, my baby got me a Bowflex. But no, I mean, really, I'm not laughing at his addiction because I think this is, I mean, we need to recognize these things because people need to think before they start donating money to people like this. Because you're honestly supporting their habit. And it's scary. It's really scary. It is concerning. I agree. I don't know what he's gotten himself into, but he was like pudgy. Not pudgy, but he had a full face. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying he wasn't a little overweight, but no, from 229 to 161, my weight loss journey. What was your weight loss journey? 2 months? He says he can barely eat. Wow. I bet. I bet. I mean, he's on something. Look at his eyes. A little intense there, you know? And where is he? Michaela's? Good Lord. Plus, he's using a filter. You can tell. Mm-mm. No way. No way. I can't. Ferngate. He's at Ferngate, right? (911) It's obvious he's on substances. I agree. I don't know if it's like Adderall or something, but he's on uppers. It seems like something ain't fucking right there. That's not a normal look. Not a normal look. It's really concerning. I need 101 YouTube chat rundown. How do I tag? You put at and then just start writing their name. And it should pop up. Yeah, it's really concerning. It really is. Okay, so here's another video. You guys are gonna laugh your asses off, okay? This is from YouTube Bad Actors. I don't know if you're here. I think you were here earlier. YouTube Bad Actors. Are you in the house? This is the best video I've ever seen clipped. Ever. If it's Adderall, he has to be all day dosing. I'm thinking more of snort, or meth. I hope not. Oh, y'all, this is great, though. Okay, so you guys know that Gray Hughes has trolled me for 6 years. Okay. He is the biggest man baby. So this is going to tell you why I can't stand male streamers. And I'm not being sexist to those guys out there. But to me, it takes a special man to cover missing children and sexual assault of children. Some men gross me the fuck out that are covering Madeline Soto's case. Like, I'm going to be honest. Gray Hughes, it grosses me out that you are covering Madeline's case. It does. I can't. No, he should not be. No, I don't like me. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I just haven't found a male streamer that I like. And I'm not talking about the Vinnies. I mean, they're the professionals, right? I mean, he's a journalist. But, see, and I'm not a fan of Duty Ron. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of any. I'm sorry, I don't like Duty Ron covering little girls being assaulted either. It grosses me out. I don't like it. He defends Jen, Holly. Oh, JLR, but JLR is different. Like, JLR doesn't sit in a studio. Like, JLR is a different kind of streamer to me. He's boots on the ground. He's just in his own category, all his own. But I just think these sensitive topics have been put in the hands of really crass men. And not all of them. You know what? The docket is very sensitive. Oh, I like Truth. But, you know, he's newer. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have a history. He's just kind of on here just talking. That's how I see Truth. He's kind of just talking about stuff. Like, he's not actually covering a case, you know, starting from the beginning and, you know, like we do. He's kind of more of a discussion channel, in my opinion, anyways. But JLR is in his own category, and he's done that hard work to make his own category. But this dude, y'all, you're going to find out, not only in this one, that he's a fill-in on Court TV. So when Court TV needed to fill space, that's when they called Gray, which is funny. Yes, Kelly, me too. Well, you have to be a special kind of man to be able to cover the essay of little kids and do it in a way that doesn't come across as gross. You know, I don't know what man would be comfortable talking about the things that Maddie had done to her. I know my husband would not want to fucking talk about it. I'm just going to say that right there. He would never want to cover a case, if he was a streamer, of a little girl being essayed. He would not be comfortable talking about those details, and something about it just, it's like, yeah, Dolly is respectful too. But something about someone like Gray Hughes covering Maddie's case makes me feel like, and I don't want to say it in the wrong way, but it's just gross. It's gross. Defending Jen, taking any kind of stance as a grown-ass man, covering a grown-ass man, essaying a little girl. I don't know how these men can sit here and go over it day in and day out. The docket is very respectful. The docket is putting in the hard work to get all of this information. But Gray Hughes, and there's others that they give me the creeps. I'm just being honest with how I feel. I can't. Yeah, Dolly's more of discussion too. You know, the call-ins, and they're different. But like Gray is like a case coverer. And you know, Plunder covers it, and she does it so respectfully. Plunder and the docket stand for Maddie. The docket and plunder make it very clear. Justice for Maddie. I don't get those vibes. But there's certain people I do get those vibes from, and I'm just not a fan of it. There's so many crimes you can cover. There's so many body cams you can get, Gray Hughes. Why do you want the Soto ones? Why do you want the Soto ones? It's gross. I don't even want to talk about it, and I'm a woman. Fuck's sake. Okay, so this is a clip from his live. He was watching Vinny right before he went live. Dude, you're going to see this guy's a bigger bitch than any woman on this platform. And everybody should see this. Because this is what this guy's all about. He's all about attention, money, and how he appears. He doesn't care about Madeline Soto. He doesn't care about her. If he did, he wouldn't fucking defend her mother, who was worried about a Woody Allen situation, which is Stefan falling in love with her daughter and marrying her and running off and leaving Jen in the wind at 18. Gross. And he defends her? Her who was fucking worried about a Woody Allen situation with her daughter and her boyfriend? He shouldn't even be able to cover her case. I wouldn't even take his money if he wanted to fucking go in on it with me. Creep town, dude. Here we go. Here's the bitch Gray Hughes. I'm in a mood today. You know, that's what I'm saying, incognito potato. I am sick and tired of people glossing over predator behavior and predator bullshit. I'm sick of it. No tolerance. No tolerance for crimes against children. Not here and not on J is for Justice.
God, it was so messed up, you know, that the Vinny guy has a show on and somebody sent a super chat in going, don't ever let Grifty Gray on there. And then his response was, yeah, he told me people don't like him. I don't know. I don't know. What a ridiculous defense. Yeah, screw that. It was so ridiculous. People in the world are shit. Okay, sorry. Like you literally read the super chat on the air. Who the fuck does that? God. I don't give a damn if you're.
He said the F word because Vinny read a super chat. Wait for it, guys. This dude's a bitch, like a true out and out bitch.
A friend or anybody. I don't give a crap. I mean, like, somebody sends $5 in and they trash somebody, you don't read it. What a joke. Good Lord. Fuck. So angry. Yeah. And you look at over there, like his show looks like a lottery machine. It's just ding, ding, ding. Everybody's sending in super chats. He's responding to the questions. And I don't know what it is. Like, I never get 3,000 people watching my show.
Dude, because you're not Vinny Politan and you suck and you're rude and you're nasty and you are gross. That's why. But listen to this bitch. I never gonna told them about you.
Okay, I don't know what it is. I do shows every single day. You know, wild. I don't know. I almost just didn't even do the show after seeing that. What a joke.
I almost didn't do the show.
He actually read this thing. You know? It's like, here, I'll even play the damn thing. I think it's so screwed up that I'd rather have you see it.
Okay, but you're going to find out he's a fill-in. They call him when they need to fill space. You'll hear it. I've helped them out. I've been a fill-in when they needed it.
Okay, Pendeo Pubico does not like Gray Hughes. Okay, I get it. Gray Hughes has told me there's a lot of people don't like him. I don't know. But thank you. Love you. Thank you.
Is that the lamest thing you've ever seen in your life? I mean, what a joke. Jesus. I mean, I don't know. Okay.
Does he want people to feel sorry for him because he just got a $20 super chat?
I know, really. Like, love you, thank you, hey, woo! Yeah. I didn't see, Danielle's over there, she didn't say anything. Of course.
Look at Danielle's over there. She didn't say anything, of course. A former mod. Dude, this guy, Gray, grow a sack. For starters. I mean, really, a bitch. Danielle, go Danielle.
No, I don't know what the hell, it's such a lame response. It makes me, like, not even trust him, you know? Like, who the hell responds to that? Like that? That's crazy. I mean, my God, what a absolute, that was just ridiculous.
He still goes on.
Yeah, well, that's not Court TV. That's just his own channel. And it's just like, you know. I thought that was pretty lame, though, his response. I don't know. But hey, love you, you know. Really? Those are the ones I delete. Right on. I just say, yeah, we don't do that here. Bye. Yeah.
He wanted Vinny
Little
to
different.
say we don't do that here.
That was pretty disappointing. It just happened like 8 minutes ago. Pretty wild.
He's so mad, but he doesn't want to say
Anyways.
bad about Vinny because he still wants to fill in.
Not even sure what to do. I don't
I'm
really
not
feel
sure
like doing a show right now. But I got one scheduled, so here we are. It was pretty bizarre, though, to have a response like that. I mean, literally, that's just like, yeah, a lot of people said that. Yeah, I told them that because I know that the trolls contact anybody that I work with, and so I let them know. I go, hey, yeah, there's a lot of people don't like me, and they go, well, hey, Gray, we like you over there. That's what their producers say. But then you got a show, and then somebody's trashing me, a show that I've, helped them out many times. I fill in when they're missing somebody, or they want me.
They call him at the last minute. Hey, we had someone canceled, Gray. Can you come on tonight?
For something that they didn't know about. Okay? And so then you go, oh, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? See what I'm saying, Zozo? You didn't understand anything that you just heard, so your comment didn't make any sense. You should probably apologize for that one.
The music.
It sucked. It was ridiculous. Okay? So, I don't know. Hey, wouldn't it have been nice if you said, oh, I think, everything I know about him is great, just have something positive. It was ridiculous. Really embarrassing, and, there was people laughing and thought it was funny. I don't know. Come on, Zozo. Jesus, your comment was so unsupported. It was almost mind-boggling. Remove Melissa K there permanently. That's another troll, probably from the same group of people. Anyways, let's just forget it. I'll move on just like I wanted. I just thought it was like, are you kidding me? Who the hell does that? Yeah. I mean, just have some guts to defend, if somebody came in here and donated $5 and said, I don't like, oh, Zozo, man, she called you a whole bunch of names. I would have went, get the hell out of here. Get your $5 back. Goodbye. And I'd say, Zozo's a great person. She helps out on all these different things, and I have no problem with her. That's what I would say. Okay. He went, oh, the $5 is so much more important. What a joke. Yeah. Stupid.
And selflessness.
I know, they have me, I fill in for them all the time, and I help them out over there. You would think he'd have a little bit more positive comment to say, don't you think? Freaking stupid. Yeah.
Can you believe he went on like that? Look at him looking at his screen. He's so mad.
Yeah, it was so messed up, that Vinny guy has a show on, and somebody sent a super chat in going, "Don't ever let Grifty Gray on there." And then his response was, "Yeah, he told me people don't like him. I don't know. I don't know." What a ridiculous defense. Yeah, screw that.
Mrs. Jones,
It
thanks.
was so ridiculous.
Candy, thanks.
People in the world are shit. Okay? Sorry. Like he literally read the super chat on the air. Who the fuck does that?
Who the fuck does that?
I don't give a damn if you're a friend or anybody. I don't give a crap. I mean, like, somebody sends $5 in and they trash somebody, you don't read it.
No, I want to hear. I want to hear
Good
Vinny
Lord.
again.
Fuck. I'm so angry.
I'm so angry.
Yeah. And you look over there, like his show looks like a lottery machine. It's just ding, ding, ding. Everybody's sending in super chats. He's responding to the questions, and I don't know what it is. Like I never get 3,000 people watching my show. Okay, I don't know what it is. I do shows every single day. It's wild. I don't know. I almost just didn't even do the show after seeing that. What a joke. He actually read this whole thing. Like, here, I'll even play the damn thing.
I'll even play the damn thing.
So screwed up, but I'd rather have you see it.
Okay. Deo Pubico does not like Gray Hughes. Okay. I get it. Gray Hughes has told me there's a lot of people don't like him. I don't know. But thank you. Love you. Thank you.
Is that the lamest thing you've ever seen in your life? I mean, what a joke. Jesus.
Hey, Nan.
I don't know.
Oh man, I know it is a woe is me. I don't think it's an act, Kimbo. I think that's his personality. He's really big mad. He is really, really big mad. I know, what's Vinny supposed to say? Oh no, we support him here. Like, he's not going to say that. He's just going to keep it moving, Gray. Hey, check this out. SF posted again. Let's take a look. He says, I just ordered the DJI Matrice M30T thermal drone. I think it's the ultimate search and rescue drone and has incredible abilities. This drone is a beast and can truly save lives. I can't wait to get it next week before I head back to Tennessee for more SAR work. So he's going back to Tennessee. EMF, with all due respect, I don't know why you think you have the right to come in and say that to me. Nothing happened to me. I stand up for victims of crimes. And if you don't like it, there's other streams. I don't know what that means. She's lost her mind. Like, what? Jesus. Criminy. See, people are butthurt, man. They don't want you talking about what's going on, this search. They don't want you speaking your truth. When I say I have zero tolerance for predators, I mean I have zero tolerance for predators. And guess what? I've been around for 6 years covering these cases of predators, and I'm fucking sick of it. So maybe that's what happened to me. Maybe I'm sick of seeing children disappear. Right? Maybe I'm sick of seeing it. Maybe I'm sick of seeing kids lured from video games. Maybe I'm sick of seeing 11-year-olds perp walked because they live in a fucking video game. Oh, I know when I mention SF, it gets bad. But anyways, here's a video of this finding a missing snowboarder using this drone. And he shared it, so I want to share it.
But south of Cutler Springs, about halfway up.
And he stated that he was lost. When we tried to reach back to him, we had no cell signal anymore. We couldn't make contact. So we had a general area. The teams arrived at the parking area or the command center area and was set up. And within 10 minutes, drone had location on him.
So at first the drone was really high and I wasn't sure if you really see me at that time. So I started waving a little bit just to try to make myself more visible. After a while, the drone started lowering its height a little bit, and that's when I knew that it actually seen me. So I felt a little bit of relief, you know, knowing that I was actually found.
After that, teams were sent out, and with the drone on scene, there's no more guesswork on where this guy is. They knew exactly where he was because the drone was directly above the missing person. And so the ski teams and the snowmobile teams got to him fairly quickly. The drone went one step further and started plotting out the way out for everybody. We knew that it wasn't safe to go back up the mountain, so we had to find a way out. And the drone team started working on possible ways down the mountain. And we were able to plot that into a program that we use, and we're able to send that to everybody's phones. So now everybody up on.
Okay, but just because Sebastian may not be alive in the woods doesn't mean these other missing people in Tennessee, where it's very hard to find them because the brush is so thick, that maybe it will help find people sooner. Oh, One-Eyed Flo, thank you. She said, maybe Jay came into age. You'll understand when it happens to you. Grow up. That's so true. Exactly, Warrior. I don't support crimes against children either, even the alluding to it. I have no, and I'm not even a victim. Okay? I was never spanked as a child. Let me just say this. You know, I'm not even a victim of SA. Thank God. But a lot of you are. And to see creators entertaining this shit makes me sick. I didn't say it would find Sebastian. I said this is a tool he's buying because he does search and rescue. I didn't say it would help Sebastian. I said it's great because people go missing in Tennessee and it's hard to find them. Thank you, Pearl Strand. I appreciate you. I appreciate the work of the TBI. I appreciate everything that they do for the children that they find. And I know that Tennessee is a difficult place to find people when they go missing. There's tons of missing cases in Tennessee. Not just kids. People get lost up in the woods or in those hills and they can't fucking see them. That's why they were saying, oh, we're going to have to organize a search, you know, in the fall when there's less foliage. So I think this is awesome that he's going to have this tool at his disposal. Right. And then we have Terry Lynn. Let's talk about that. You know, defending Seth, putting down Katie and all of this, right? Meanwhile, we've all ignored the grooming that took place. We've ignored the disgusting behavior we've seen from Seth on YouTube. Why? Why? Because his kid's missing, he gets a free pass to be a predator? Oh, thank you, Sassy. I'm okay. It's been a long time. Not only ignored, but attacked when it's talked about. I don't know. I can't gloss over it anymore. I just can't. It's been in our face for 7 months, and I can't ignore it. But anyways, let's finish this video.
On the mountain could look at the phone and see the route that the drone had plotted for them to get off the mountain.
It's safe to say that drones are saving lives on a daily basis. Platforms like the DJI M300 and the M30 are enabling first responders to get to those in need a lot faster. What this does is that it makes the rescues a lot more efficient and thus making the search and rescue efforts a lot safer for the rescuers as well.
So it's time and time again that we're evolving with this program. We're finding new ways to use it, and it's just simply awesome on what it's doing for Weber County Search and Rescue.
So I think that's pretty cool that he's now got this device at his disposal. I think that's awesome. It takes a lot of skill to use those drones too. Hey, Trevor Lee. Trevor Lee says, fact, just because your pain is understandable doesn't make your behavior unacceptable or acceptable. Sorry. Just because your pain is understandable doesn't make your behavior acceptable. Exactly. And Trevor Lee, I'm so glad you're here. Like, in more ways than one. You know what I'm talking about. We love you. We love you. But it's true. You don't get a free pass to do illegal things, do disgusting things just because you have a child missing. And I think we've lost sight of morals and values. You know, people are as a whole, right? That says a lot about Sebastian's bio father. It says a lot about the dynamics. It says a lot about why maybe Katie didn't want to be around him. Would you? Would you? When you were with him, you had to ride in the back of a pickup in the rain. Can you imagine that? Here, let me read you a little something. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but I'm going to read it. Because I think it's more powerful if you just hear the words. Hold on. I'm looking for it. Here we go. I'm going to read a little bit of this. Which one, Kels? Which one? Okay. So this is Katie's words. Ignore who Seth is talking to or about, and remember that same man is a role model for a 15-year-old boy with autism. Truth. Oh, Trevor's statement. Absolutely. Trevor, you are so full of wisdom. I mean, this guy, I just can't even. I mean, Trevor, you're smarter than most adults on this platform. And it's crazy to me. It's really crazy to me, but I just so appreciate you. And you're doing so much good out there. I just want you to know that. So let's listen to this, okay? This is Katie's words. And you can make your own judgment, but you have to remember the situation. This is why it's important. Not that I'm exploiting Katie, but her past has been put out there by her ex-husband. And that's my opinion. I think he put Katie out there in the beginning. He made her past known. I think he was the one that planted that seed. Fight me. I do. I think he wants to hurt Katie. I think he enjoys hurting Katie because he can never hurt her as much as he's been hurt in his eyes. Absolutely, Lisa. I mean, everything that we've heard negative has come from Seth. But we've seen Chris and Katie have grace. He told, Trevor Lee coming in with facts. That's disturbing. See, we all see it. We do. He said he wanted to talk to her one-on-one. It killed him that Chris wouldn't let him. I totally think that he could be responsible for all of this, to hurt her, to humiliate her. Yes. Talk about her past pregnancies, her woman problems on Jennifer Coffindaffer. How dare he? He's victimizing her over again. Every time he does that. Every time someone gives him a platform on a panel to talk bad about the mother of his son, you're allowing Seth to re-victimize her. You're allowing Seth to re-victimize that little girl that she was, not the 35-year-old woman she is now. You're allowing him to re-victimize that young teen. Shame on you, is what I say to that. All for what? Clicks and fucking views so you can have the father on your fucking show? I think that we have drawn a line in the sand of creators that have integrity and creators that don't. Because if you can't put yourself in a position to think about what it was like to be that young girl, and you have no business covering cases like this. None. Take a step back. Go cover other crimes. There's murders all over the place. Go cover them. Step away from the children. Because I'm starting to question some of these people that want to be so close to these children cases. Are they picking up tips? What are they doing? I don't trust it. There's too many predators out there looking at our kids, trying to fucking, meet our kids from online, and I'm fucking tired of it. So if that makes me a bad person, so be it. If that makes me, oh, she's lost her mind. No, I haven't lost my mind. I just happen to care. I just happen to care. I don't care about Seth. I care about the kid that's missing. I care about the little girl that he victimized. That's what I care about. I could give a fuck less about Seth's feelings right now. Because re-victimizing a victim is sick. You have no idea what Katie's going through. You don't know if she's involved in this or not. Just like Seth. They say, oh, you don't know if he's involved or not. You don't know if she's involved or not. But you do know she's a victim of Seth. And you still allow it. You still talk bad about her. She's the only one that I wouldn't touch in this entire situation. Chris Proudfoot can hold his fucking own. He's made that abundantly clear. He can hold his own. He has no problem being quiet. He has no problem working with law enforcement. Then we have this piece of poop over here who preyed on Katie, who's resentful, who's just flat out angry, mean to people who help, doesn't seem to want him found because he keeps, thinking that, oh, maybe if this happens, she'll talk to me one-on-one. He was giddy as a fucking schoolboy on that day that he met Katie alone at the TBI. He was giggly. He was happy. That should tell you something. And if you were Katie and you saw him all giddy and fucking happy because he saw you at the TBI when your son's missing, that he thought that was an opportunity because he's so obsessed with you, wouldn't you be creeped the fuck out and scared? What's up, AJ? Wouldn't you be freaked out and scared? And do you wonder why Katie Proudfoot wouldn't admit she knew Uncle Taco? They were butthurt, Mr. and Mrs. Taco. She won't even acknowledge us. Do you fucking blame her? She probably wants to be as far away from her past as possible. And who could blame her? I'm just tired of it. I mean, people act like this doesn't exist, and I've had it. Sean is surely going to come after you hard. And that's fine. Sean can do what Sean's going to do. They've already tried to come at my marriage. I mean, what else are they going to do? I've already been threatened that I'm going to have my kids taken away. I mean, what else can they do? What are they going to do? Kill me? For speaking my truth? I have as much of a right to speak my truth on my platform as anyone else. Just because I haven't spoke up, and now I am, doesn't mean I've lost my mind. It means I'm tired of child predators. Yeah, my kids are grown, but does that really matter? In the grand scheme of things, should anyone be saying in a YouTube chat, I'm going to have your kids taken away? Should anybody even be saying that? And it didn't even get deleted right away. I mean, this is the problem I have. But you forget, I have grandchildren. So those comments are not taken lightly by me. Especially when I'm covering a case where a child just went poof, gone. Not cool at all. So I deserve that. Why? Because I speak out and I speak my mind. I deserve to go in another chat and ask a legitimate question and have someone say, "Oh, I'm going to have your kids taken away." Someone doesn't want me chatting. Do you see this? And why do you think they don't want me talking about it? Because they don't want the cha-ching to stop coming in, Seth Rogers. Yeah, they go real life, and then I defend myself, and I'm called the bad guy. Don't attack us. Fuck off. I'm just sick of these motherfuckers. Hypocrites, they don't care. They want Seth on because they want to get the clicks and views. Dude, it ain't even worth it for me. And that's a difference between me and Brittney J, is I would never sacrifice my beliefs, my morals, my values for fucking YouTube super chats and memberships. That Ben George is about the most boring motherfucker that I've ever heard in my life. He's got zero personality. But you know why he has a wrench and he's up on her panel all night? Because she lets him. Because he's paying. Because he's paying. I mean, everybody on here wants to make money, don't get me wrong. But when there comes a price with your integrity, and when we're talking about child crimes, no. There's no fucking room. There's no wiggle room for me. So I'm sorry that y'all can't stand up and say that for yourselves and actually live by it. As a matter of fact, I'd like to say this to y'all's face because this is what I'm talking about. When I say go on camera, I'm not saying, "Oh, I'm going to put you on blast. Show us what you look like." It's called fucking integrity. Brittney, when's the last time you turned your fucking camera on and looked your audience in the eye when you're asking for money? When you're saying that this Ben George is such a great guy and Seth is such a great guy, put your camera on and let people look in your fucking eye. I'm 51 years old, or 50. I'm almost 51. Sorry, my husband just turned 51. But you know what I'm saying? Look your fucking audience in the eye. I'm not talking about, what you look like. But if you're going to sit here and call people out for their personal behaviors, for their fucking, their fucking thoughts, their opinions, then turn on your fucking camera and look at that person and tell them. Anybody can sit here like this. "Oh, you do this and you do that. Meh, 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 meh." Guess what? You turn that motherfucker on, it won't be like that anymore. This is the problem. It's just like keyboard warriors. They're little bubble warriors. Once in a while, you can turn your fucking camera on and look your audience in the eye and tell them what you think and how you feel. If you truly believe in what you're saying and you agree with Seth Rogers and everything that he's done, then turn on your camera and say it. Say it to your audience. You got a problem with me? Turn on your fucking camera, look at me, and tell me. It's simple. I'm straight out of bed. I don't give a fuck. You're going to see me at my worst. You're going to see me at my best. You're going to see me with gray roots. I mean, you're going to see me in all shapes and forms because I'm just me. And I'm not afraid to turn on the camera and say, I don't agree with child predators in any way, shape, or form. And that is what my platform stands on when I cover cases like this. Period. And that's it. Potato. I mean, fuck. It is about being real. Why is it so hard to be real? Look at Clue. She's on camera every day. She don't give a fuck. And I'm not saying someone has to have their camera on all the time. Like Voices says, oh, we don't make people cam up over here. Well, maybe you fucking should. Because you know what? If a bunch of TikTok girls that spread, if I had a fucking background, if I had a criminal background and those TikTok girls were spreading my shit around, they'd be on fucking camera apologizing to me. They're not going to do this shit. Oh, I'm sorry. I no longer talk to Tony. Yeah, I looked up all your personal info and I did it just because he told me to. Now turn your fucking camera on and tell me you did this because Tony told you to. Tony told you to. Fuck that. You got to hold people accountable, man. No one gets held accountable. That's why this keeps happening over and over and over again. And I'm not talking about randos coming up, but if you fucked up, turn your camera on and own your fucked upness. Because the ones hiding behind the camera calling people out, fuck you. JP, fuck you. I don't even know who you are, but you have this big mouth and nothing behind it. I'm sick of it. And you know what? I don't even care what you look like. It's about looking at people. It's easier to say something when you're like this. She's lost her mind. Come on panel, face to face with me. As a matter of fact, if any of you motherfuckers are in here and you'd like to come up, come on up. Turn your camera on, Brittany, and let's talk woman to woman. Because I don't give a fuck if you're 30 and I'm 50. It doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter to you that Katie was 12 and fucking Seth was 22. Why the fuck would this matter to you? Come on up. Let's do it. Let's get this out of the way and understand where each other comes from. Butt out of my fucking channel. Don't play my videos. Get your own content. Do your own research. Pull your own fucking documents. Do your own commentary. You'd have to be up there with 5 motherfucking people. Sick of it. Sick of it. Letting fucking Taco and Seth pretend like they're masturbating on your panel? I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you? And what's wrong with your husband? Or is he just happy that you're making money? Oh, I'm not even talking about the billboards. JP has said bullshit about me. She's a rude bitch. I don't know who she is, but I just love when people don't like me out the gate. Why? Why? What have I done to you, JP? I don't even fucking know you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got something to say it to me. I'm not afraid to cam up, look you in the eye, and tell you what my problem is with you. So if you've got a problem, this is your opportunity to come on up. If not, shut the fuck up about me. Leave me alone. And you don't want to hear of her. I'm not advertising her. But if you say, oh, I just have a channel to just chit chat. No, you don't. You have a channel to pull things from other people's channels and talk about it. Get a life. Is that all you have? Ugh, it's just so maddening. I see no one's taken the link. That's really disappointing. Because I know you're watching, Brittany. You're one of Brittany's bitches. You speak for her anyways. Oh, twisting words. Yeah. That's why you don't argue with people. If everybody mind their own fucking business, we wouldn't have these problems. I love you too, Kels. Oh, I'm fired up today. I've got strong coffee and I'm sick of it. So if you're comfortable not supporting pedophilia, not supporting predators, and all of that stuff, you're welcome here. Well, thank you, Billy. I appreciate that. What's up, Joe? Thank you, Sherry. Well, I'm not worried. Chill. I'm not. No. I'm not worried about anything. I'm passionate. Not worried. There's a difference. There's nothing to worry about. I mean, what are they going to do to me? Report me? Anyways, I didn't even get to read my thing. I got on my soapbox. Yeah, they did, Miss K, and she giggled. She's a victim's advocate. She giggled while two nasty men sat on her panel and pretended to masturbate while his son and, you know, the good friend of the family pretend to masturbate. Yeah. Looks like Seth is really, you know, he's really sad. Really sad. Oh, she edited it out. That's even better. Fucking sick. You ready for this? Here we go. Since returning from deployment in December, this is in 2016, I believe, I have witnessed a multitude of events from Seth. I have seen him hit Sebastian in the head. Actually, I'm going to go off camera. I want you guys to just listen. I'm going to be that bubble right now. I have seen him hit Sebastian in the head, neck, and back. I have witnessed him, when taking his anger out on Sebastian, grab him with both hands, lift his entire body up, and slam him down, then proceed to beat him. He has, on many cases, whipped him with a belt, not paying attention to where he was hitting because he was so angry. My neighbors informed me that during my duty days, they have seen Sebastian on multiple occasions coming outside the house crying and looking for his dad because he had been gone for long periods of time and didn't know where he was. They told me that they have told my son to go inside and lock the door when this occurred. Seth will, on a regular basis, just walk into the living room and get naked, not caring that Sebastian is in the area and sees this. On several occasions, when Sebastian expressed stress or anxiety about our separation, they separated, right? Or his daddy's anger, he would respond by telling Sebastian that this is all because mommy doesn't want to love daddy anymore. This is heartbreaking. Sorry, guys. This is hard to read. Damn, I didn't think this would hit me like this. Thanks, Kels. I just got your thing. All right, give me a second, guys. I got to get my composure. I just can't imagine this kid. I'm sorry. 7 months of this. You know, just hearing about this little boy's life is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And to see people, you know, supporting this. It's awful. Mrs. Jones, are you still here? But you know what? It's real. This happens every day to these kids. And we cover these cases, you know? But this is the raw truth of Sebastian's life. And damn it, it's important. It's so important. And to see people over there giggling while his bio father is pretending to masturbate is disgusting. It's awful. Makes me so angry and just sad. By the second week of school, the teachers had already requested that the principal be present anytime that Seth were due to him making them uncomfortable. When we went to the school to meet his teacher before the school year had started, we had just finished explaining about Sebastian's diagnosis and about the fluid on his brain, and he did something to irritate his father, who then responded by hitting him in the head in front of his teacher. And when I addressed him about it and told him he cannot do that and cannot keep doing that because it's wrong, he told me it wasn't that hard and he's fine and people need to stop telling him how to raise his son. This is a court filing of Katie to get a protection order against Seth. So we have a teacher who witnessed that, you know. I found out when I took the restraining order to the school. So she got a restraining order. Actually, this is their divorce papers, I think. This is like their divorce. Because she got the RO. She got a restraining order against Seth. I found out when I took the restraining order to the school that they had contacted CPS, Child Protective Services, 1 week prior. The social worker and myself have seen behaviors from my son, such as waking up screaming and kicking in the middle of in the middle of the night with terrors. Fear of making a mistake. For fear that daddy will beat him. He had an accident at school where he wet his pants and was terrified for daddy to find out. Think about the no pull-ups at my house, son. Think about it. You don't wear pull-ups at my house, son. But you heard SF post on his thing that he went in Sebastian's bathroom. And there were plenty of hygiene products. This is sick. Sick. And this is when they were in California. How old was Sebastian? 2016? How old was this baby? Hey, Pearl.
Hi, sweetheart.
Oh, hey, baby. You're really robot-y. Can you hop down and come back up? You're really robot-y for me. Pearl, try to leave and come back. 7 or 8. Remember at 5, he got blood mode? on Mortal Kombat? Remember the blood mode? He showed him what a real beatdown was. He turned on blood mode on Mortal Kombat at 5. Because Sebastian told his teacher that his dad beat his ass. And something happened because of that. So he turned on blood mode on Mortal Kombat and said, this is what a real beatdown is. How can you support this? Regardless, he may not have had anything to do with Sebastian going missing. Sebastian may have ran away. I don't think he did, because I think Seth is a vengeful person. He was so happy telling Josh from the lab how he did that to that pizza and watched that guy eat it. He still laughed about it 20 years later. He was in kindergarten and his dad's putting on blood mode to show him what a real beatdown is. Shall I continue? He is displaying aggressive behaviors that mirror what his father says and does. She's talking about Sebastian. And you know what? Katie didn't put this out there. This is in court documents. She never put this out here. She didn't leak this. People got this from looking at court documents. But guess what? Seth leaked all her shit about her past to humiliate her. All the while saying, this is my son. I named him. He's mine. This is my show. He is displaying aggressive behaviors that mirror what his father says and does. Hey, Pearl, do you want me to turn off your camera or leave it on? Just shake your head. On or you want it on? Okay, you're up here, Pearl.
I am so sick of this mess. It's just gotten so unreal, and I am so sorry for all of this stuff because it makes me cry too.
It's so sad. You know, enough is enough.
Already,
just,
yeah.
That's why
you know they were.
Go ahead.
I just left Granny's, and this Ben guy, he come in with a vengeance, and I feel like that it, you know, he just he wanted an argument. He started the argument in the chat.
Well, but in all fairness, right now we're talking about Sebastian, so
yeah,
we're gonna put that on the back burner because I really don't give a fuck about that guy.
I wanted to say,
I mean, no offense to you. I really don't give a shit about Ben George.
I totally agree. But also I wanted to say, you know, they talked about Sebastian exposing himself. Well, his daddy exposed himself. What did that child know? We all grow up knowing what we was raised.
Exactly, Pearl. You learn by example. That is what this thing said. He is displaying aggressive behaviors that mirror what his father says and does.
Exactly.
They learn by example.
Go ahead and read.
Okay. I have reached out to his doctor and am requesting assistance with therapy for PTSD in light of the child abuse and to help my son recover from this. I have spoken to his doctor and a referral is in place for therapy to start as soon as possible to help him with this transition and to cope and recover from the trauma he has been through. Seth has been monitoring all of my phone calls and not allowing me to speak with anyone, including my family, without listening. And he has been monitoring every text and call that I make to patronize me and keep me from telling people exactly what has been going on, hovering over every call I make. So Chris Proudfoot's the controlling one? Or is Chris Proudfoot protecting Katie?
I think he's a protection.
I do too.
I think he is in general a protector. And I think we all thought at the first part of this time, when he was missing and stuff. I think we all thought, well, it was under Katie's watch. But, I'm not thinking so. I made mistakes in saying things that I probably shouldn't have, way out of turn. But we don't know what this man's capable of.
Well, he knew that Katie was home alone. I'm pretty sure of that he knew that Chris was at work and Katie was there alone with Sebastian. And he knows from following all these cases, because he's been on YouTube in the true crime community. He's been watching. I don't care what anybody says. He's been watching. And he knows that the last person to see the missing person is always the number one suspect they look at first. Period.
Yes.
End of story. That's why Katie took 2 polys and passed. Next. So that was his plan, in my opinion.
Another way of getting back.
Yep.
Well, now they said the other day on one of those channels that he had seen his daddy the week before. The way I understood it, that Seth hadn't seen his son in 3 weeks. Why?
Yeah, I don't know about that because Mrs. Jones told me he had him the weekend before. So I don't know where, what he's talking about, because I think that was after he was missing for 2 weeks and he hasn't seen him in 3 weeks. So I think that's where it came from. But anyways, there's more. I'm not done yet. On 6/5/2016, this was after she filed, right? Because we know that was 2/26, correct?
Yes.
Seth was very angry and belligerent. Now listen to this. Listen to this very closely and think of what you know he's done since Sebastian's been missing. Seth was very angry and belligerent. He stormed out of the house and got into that Chevy Cruze and peeled tires out of the parking lot. Approximately 30 minutes, give or take, later, he came back, pulling in crooked and fast, jumping out of the car and ran inside the house looking for his gun, stating that he was going to, quote, kill that bleep, end quote. My neighbor was over at the time. Here's another witness. My neighbor was over at the time and took recording of him during that time. Bing, bong, she had video evidence. Don't tell me this didn't happen. I responded that if he took his gun and tried to kill someone, he would wind up in jail. That he could not do that. My neighbor went outside with him and spoke to him, where he stated that someone followed him and threw a soda at the car. Soda was all over the outside and inside of the car and pulled him out of the car through the driver's side window and punched him in the face. This is, okay, now mind you, this is after she filed, right? This is manipulation, right? He doesn't want to lose her, right? So he's fucking off the rails, in my opinion. He said he did nothing to provoke this and refused to make a police report after being repeatedly advised to call the police and make a report. He did not have markings, but was exaggerating his limp for approximately 5 minutes before walking normally again. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Just manipulation. Like yep, just like the shoulder. We're not done. I have also received multiple complaints at various times throughout the past 4 to 6 months from neighbors that he makes them feel uncomfortable because he's standing out front, confronting everyone when they come home or watching them. Do you remember in the beginning when he was doing his lives outside and he's like, yeah, people coming by my house? He's out there standing.
He in all of this, he's going to be the victim.
But he's not the victim. Sebastian and Katie are the victims of Seth.
Yes, and I can totally understand why CP stands up for his wife. He's had to.
He's had to. Chris Proudfoot has had to skate this line of Seth being his father and having all this knowledge. Talk about self-control. I mean, Chris Proudfoot has more self-control than I've ever seen in my life, because I know he probably wants to beat his ass, at the very least, for what he did to his wife when she was a kid.
Oh yeah. You know, he started out, well, to me, now this is my opinion, but he started out no better than Stephen Stearns.
Got that right. What's the difference?
What is the difference? She was raised under a bad circumstance, and he took advantage of that bad circumstance.
Sweet Cooter, have you ever maybe contemplated that Chris is saying that to make Seth feel comfortable at this point in time? How do you know that Chris wasn't just appeasing Seth by saying, I'll talk to Katie, I'll talk to Katie, I'll talk to Katie? Okay, no need to announce it. Luna, Tuna. Bye, Tuna, Samsung. Tuna. Tuna. I'm so immature. Oh my God. Like, wow.
He needs to go back in her can.
Go back in her can. I love you, Pearl Girl. Okay, so let's go on. There's more. There's more. So we've got another witness, a neighbor. Okay, my neighbor in unit blank is in the process of adopting, and they have persons come to their house on a regular basis. I caught Seth approximately 1 month ago confronting the gentleman because he parked in his spot and telling him he doesn't care who the fuck he is, and that if he does it again, he'll take action to have his car towed or beat his ass. This was to a social worker who was there to check their home, and he knew it. And then it ends with, attached are pictures of our son with marks left by the respondent. I certify under penalty of perjury under the laws of state of California that the foregoing is true and correct. Signed, Katie Rogers.
I'd say that girl went through some hell now.
Her whole life.
Yep. It didn't just stop. She just married into it.
Yep. It's absolutely deplorable.
Jay, you remember, let's go back when all this got out about that neighbor that lived next door that said they seen Sebastian out there. Was that a boyfriend-girlfriend thing with Seth and her? Or was it just somebody that has started this?
Say that again. The neighbor what? What's your question?
Well, supposedly he had a girlfriend or something that moved here from California, and she happened to rent a house next door to his apartment, and was supposed to have moved back, had 2 boys. And
Yeah,
moved
I don't know anything about that. This Janine chick, I don't know anything about that. Honestly, I don't.
Was that wonder if that was the one that kept saying that Sebastian would step out because his daddy was fixing to come home?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Or the one that would step out and be told to have to go in and lock the door, because remember, Sebastian had no concept of time. But then on the other hand, he was saying, oh, he's going to be home in 7 minutes.
And the thing about this is, I know that they probably found out that he had this disorder in his brain, but they just found out just in the last year that the child, had was autism. I that's confused me. Why would they wait till he was 14, 15 years old to figure that out?
I don't know. And, another question I would have is, did the Proudfoot send his medication over to Seth with him? And if he wasn't taking it, what did Seth do with it?
Right. Because he was talking about heating him up certain kinds of tea to make him relax and stuff. And maybe that child was over there and he was feeding him the tea and stuff and not the medicine, and the child just got totally confused.
Well, I'm going to tell you something right now that I think is absolutely cruel. Is that hearing that he got in trouble for wetting his pants, if he was still having those incontinence issues and had no control over it because it's from abuse or, whatever, maturity or whatever it is. The fact that he said, no, we wear boxers here. Can you imagine having a mess in your boxers and then him degrading you because you need to take a fucking shower?
Well, everything he's brought out, he claims he's his dad and he loves him and everything. Yeah, he's his dad and he probably does love him. But the thing about it is he's brought out every ugly that the child has ever done.
To me, that's not love. I don't believe that he loves that child. That's not love. You don't do that to your kid.
And
you
then
don't
he messed
humiliate
up-
your child if you love your child. It just
Right,
doesn't. You can't have it both ways. You can't call him a loving father and then listen to him degrade his son. That's not love. That's emotional fucking abuse is what it
Exactly.
is.
He wets his pants. He's soiled his pants. He's ejaculated in his pants, and then he wants to bring all this stuff out. That's a teenager. That's kids.
You tell your son's wet dream stories online? Like
Exactly.
what? That is not love.
That is not. And you know what? If that child, and I'm gonna have to say this. I think Sebastian's smarter than the most of them.
Me too. And that's why I think he could have ran off. Maybe he thought he was going to have to go there. But you know what? Chris said, Seth, you stood here and you heard him say that he didn't want to come live with you.
Yep.
And that was on Thursday before he went missing. I think Seth was seething.
Well,
I think he was seething. He had been now rejected by not only Katie, but Sebastian.
Exactly.
And I do not think that it's out of the realm to think that he lured him out to show him what a beatdown was.
Exactly.
And it went too far, and maybe he hit that spot on his head, and it went too far. There, I said it. I don't think he meant to if he did it. Allegedly, in my fucking opinion, I don't think that he meant to, but I think the abuse went too far. I think he was pissed, and I think he wanted to talk to Sebastian and say, look, it's not going to be forever. You know how he said in those interviews, son, it's just temporary. You're not going to have to, you're not going to have to do the online school forever. Because I don't think he wanted to do that online school. He didn't want to be isolated. But I think that he could have.
He didn't have no friends. That's isolation right there.
Right. He looked forward to going to school. He liked, joking around at school. Every day when he walked in, the school resource officer, he'd joke and say, how many teachers are going to rest today? That's not a kid that wants to sit in Seth's duplex while he's at work and sleeps.
And how's he going to
not be able to wear incontinence protection when he needs it? What kid would want to do that?
Well, now, talking about that incompetence, now I'm going to set some examples here, and this is just only through my own son and my stepson. My son, he broke himself from, and it's strange to say that a child can do this, but my son at 11 months old was potty trained. But when his daddy left, that child pooped and peed on himself all the time.
So sad.
It was trauma. So I'm wondering what could have set Sebastian off at this stage that was making him soil his pants.
Right. That's where I go into my other theory, that those CPS papers were something about Seth. And there was something occurring at his dad's house, and it was all coming out.
But why didn't they go to Seth's house?
How do you know they didn't?
They may have.
He's a liar, right? He's not going to tell us.
Right. And to state another thing, my stepson, which I don't know, I do know some circumstances that he was in, but he soiled himself up until he was probably 14 years old, 15. And they took him to the doctor, to a urologist, and they tested his hormones, and his hormones was all out of whack. And they started giving him nose spray. Well, when he would come to the house, for the weekend, he would soil himself, and I'd say, "Did you bring your nose spray?" Because I couldn't get on to him. I mean, nobody wants to do that. Sebastian didn't want to do that. but at that age. But he would forget his nose spray. So there we go again. Okay, if he was going through trauma and he was wetting and soiling his pants, or if it was just a hormone change. You know, I just think that it was one of the two, and could have been both. But I think that he was beat down about it. More so, not so much with Chris, but I think with his daddy. Oh, you're gonna be a man. You got to be a man.
Mm-hmm. I mean, do you really think that that behavior from what we see in these documents that I just read would be different just because Sebastian's 10 years older or 8 years older? No.
No.
Seth is the same person. And you know what he said? He said it his damn self. I'm the same person she married. He said it himself. So when they tell you who they are, listen to them.
Believe who they are.
If he's the same person she married, get the fuck out of here, Seth Rogers. No, thank you. No, thank you.
And this could very well go back to Seth, because look here. Seth
Poochies.
probably. Huh?
I said you're Poochie.
Oh yeah, my doodle. She's got her nose stuck up in everything. You take this. He's not. He could have took this child. Say they said a year ago. Why didn't he?
I don't
know. Wasn't they having problems with him a year ago? And
Yeah,
he said, "I'll give it a year."
Yeah, because he didn't want him, right?
Right.
He didn't want him, and once Sebastian said, "I don't want to go there," I feel like he thought that he lost his connection to Katie. If you know what I'm saying, there's something that set him off.
He would have not had to. He would have not had to have dealt with Katie as much if he had been every other week. Okay, all right, I get to deal with her now. You know, I'm over that.
Well, I mean, think about it this way: he couldn't deal with her, right? She was refusing, right? Chris wasn't having it. Like he was the go-between. Well, whoever wasn't having it. I mean, maybe it's Katie that said, "Fuck this," you know. You can talk to him. Whatever, they worked out. Chris was the contact.
Right.
And then, okay, he can't get her attention. He can't get her alone. We heard Trevor Lee say that Seth told him he wanted to talk to her one-on-one. He was angry she wouldn't do it. What a better way to get that connection back. Our son's missing.
Yeah.
Our son's gone. We need to be arm in arm. We need to be on the same team. We've got Tony Mathis. They're going to put us all together. He thought Katie would be standing next to him in the Sebastian shirt, holding his hand, you know, you know, that rekindle. Like he still doesn't feel, he still loves her. So he's like in this weird fucked up frame of mind about her feelings towards him. He doesn't get that he's the ick factor in her life.
And he won't. He won't never get that.
No, he won't. People like that don't understand. There's something wrong with his brain. And you can't fix it. You just can't.
If he had not, and I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
If he had not had some involvement in this, why would he? There's nobody going to be cleared through any of this until that child shows up. And I pray he's alive. I pray he's healthy. I pray he's happy. But he's so determined to show up as being the innocent one.
Mm-hmm.
He's
way too convincing, isn't he?
Oh yeah, and that shouldn't even be of importance if he knows he's innocent.
Mm-hmm. I think he called CPS on them too. Are you nuts? I think that was the unfounded call. Was him calling CPS.
I think
trying and using the belt thing, making it sound like it was all abuse over there, when in all reality, that was Chris Proudfoot's way of disciplining over the clothes, on the buttocks, just like he said. We may not agree with it. I don't agree with using an object, but it's not illegal, right?
No.
But you know what? The shit Seth does is illegal.
Exactly. But, you know, he wanted, which CP had brought up, you know, that he had exposed himself and stuff like that. Well, you got to look. I mean, you can't take a kid that's raised hard and make it know how to live rich, or a rich child, vice versa. The children grow up like they're raised. If they raised in a newness academy, they ain't gonna put no clothes on. So when he went to his daddy's, it was just let everything hang out. That child didn't know the difference.
Nope, not at all.
To get another point at her, which he done all through the years, to get another point at her, okay, well, I'll this will come up about Sebastian, and then I'll be the daddy. I'm the daddy. Like he had the child. No, she had the child. It's her child. It's just I think he's just starved for attention. And he beat Katie down just to get it there. She showed him all right, good enough for her.
No, sweet cooter, unfortunately, it's not illegal to discipline with a belt. Hate to break it to you, but it's not.
Nope.
If you spank outside of the clothing, it's not illegal. You can argue it all day long. I don't agree with it, but it's not going to put you in jail. Unless you're stripping them down and fucking whacking their skin and leaving marks. That's abuse.
How is he going to homeschool this child and him not there?
He can't. So Sebastian would be alone 24 hours a day because Seth would be at work or sleeping or playing fucking video games. You think Seth is going to focus on online school? Hell no.
This was not going to work for Seth.
No, it wasn't. But you know what? If Sebastian made claims against Seth, wouldn't that piss Seth off? Wouldn't it?
Yep.
But kids who aren't around can't testify, can they?
No.
I hope they have a statement. If that's the truth, I hope they have a statement from Sebastian if there was something going on, because he's not here to speak for himself. I hope that if there was CPS involved, they have a good statement from Sebastian of what was going on in Sebastian's life in his words,
I do too.
And we don't know if Sebastian maybe had a journal. We don't know what the cops got from his house.
And
That's another
Seth
thing.
is so determined to get his game player back and his this and his that back.
Oh yeah, that's
What's he
very
afraid
sus
of?
too.
What's he afraid of? Because he come out and said, "Oh well, he didn't have internet, and he didn't have this, and he didn't have that," and then it comes out that he's playing games with the earphone set on. Every day a child is drawn out of their house. Now, my niece the other day, she was playing on her computer, and a friend of mine, they were playing. They was in some kind of chat something. 36 years old, lives maybe 15 miles from these little girls. 12 years old, already on there trying to talk them out. Luckily, the parents caught it. Could that have happened to Sebastian? And is this another way for Seth to get back at Katie?
Right. But it goes back to the basics. Okay, so let's put all of this aside. Let's put the missing part aside. What we know about the bio father, why are we showering him with money?
Yep.
Why are we showering him like he's a fucking celebrity? Can someone answer that question? This is a man who was a shit father.
Yep.
He even said himself, I'm going to be a bad dad. I mean, these are all his words.
Couldn't he have figured that out when Katie was a young girl and having all these miscarriage or abortions or whatever? Couldn't he have figured that out then? He was going to be a shitty dad. He was going to be a shitty dad because he's a lazy ass and don't want to work.
Mm-hmm. And he didn't.
Nope.
He didn't get a job. He didn't do the right thing. He didn't show his son what a man is. And he's bitter as fuck because Chris has.
Why didn't he join the army instead of Katie? Why couldn't she have been an at-home mom?
Right. Bonding with her baby and her son. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Instead, she had to get the job and get the insurance and get out of the house.
But he figures that it's okay to tell the world, now mind you, Court TV is the world, that his son was raped.
Yep.
The world. On Court TV, this loving father tells the world that his son was SA'd. And you know why he did it? Because he wanted a reaction from Katie. Fight me.
Yep.
It's the only reason he did it. He doesn't give a damn about his son. He's not a loving father, because no loving father puts their ex and their bitterness before the kid.
Exactly. He wanted it out
help a brother
where
out.
she would look bad again.
Thank you, Sandy Bum.
It would come out bad at her. That's the reason why it come out so quick. It's another way of looking bad at them.
And I don't know what in the hell happened to him as a child that made him this way. But obviously, he never got help. And you can see from these papers that Katie was immediately on it. We are separated and I am getting him in therapy. But guess what? Remember Seth said, that wasn't the right therapy. It's never good enough for him. Nothing is ever good enough.
Nothing was right for that child. He done that, Jay, I think, because it was something that Katie got involved in. Katie put him in there for his help, and it wasn't good enough. It's another way of getting back at her.
Mm-hmm. It's all about revenge. So when
Well,
you
I'm
say, you know,
revenge
like
on-
Dog says, you know, this custody battle, it was a custody battle in Seth's head, in my opinion.
it would always been a custody battle.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the child support didn't stop and he just didn't want no part of it.
I don't think she got child support from him. I don't think she ever
No,
asked
she
for
didn't.
it.
He did.
He was getting child support when he got him 4 days
She was
a month.
paying him his
I think she
truck.
paid alimony in the beginning.
Yeah.
And that was probably to get him to go away.
Well, yeah, I'd pay him to go away too, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and how sad is that? I mean, what does that say about him? That he gladly took a woman that he groomed, right?
Yeah.
Who left him. He gladly took her money, even though she had, you know, was taking care of the son, right?
Yeah.
So he gladly took her money instead of getting a job and then lived in his fucking car and then whines about it.
What a pussy.
Yeah, now we've got him whining, my rent went up.
I'd be ashamed of a grown ass man and take money off of a woman that had to leave her child, get a job in the military, be pushed all over the country, and do a man's job, which I say that women do is good. I'm not prejudiced here of any color. I don't live and let live. I'm just that way. I love everybody. You know, but you know, a man that had sat there and sent his wife out to join the military for insurance, and him sit there and not have a job. He could have had a sitter. Now the government pays for dog sitting. And he's sitting there day in and day out, claiming to be the parent. She didn't get the opportunity to be a parent. She had to get out and find a job.
Well, and that brings me to Keezy Fox's comment. Seth could have gotten him therapy if he thought it was not the best. Like, you don't think it's the best? You do it. Well, guess what? Seth couldn't even get a job and support his son or provide him health insurance. Katie had to do all of that.
Yep.
And I don't have a problem with a stay-at-home dad either. But if Seth is so Old Testament and old school, why the fuck wasn't he working so she could be at home cooking and cleaning? You know what I'm saying?
If he loved both of them, he would have wanted her to have been home and been a mother.
Absolutely. A real man would want you at home with your baby and your baby not having to see you walk around. I mean, instead he's got him. He's walking around naked. This kid thinks it's normal to not be dressed.
Exactly.
I mean, what do we expect from Sebastian other than outrageous behavior because he was taught it by his father?
What? I mean, that child is not to blame for anything here.
Well, no, I think no, you're right. I'm Nash native. Nobody forced her to join the military. Maybe that had been a dream of hers. He was just lazy. Right. But it also got her the fuck away from him. It wasn't just a 9 to 5. She got the fuck out of the house and got her act together. And both Seth's father is retired from the Navy. So maybe that was like an influence for her.
I'm sure it could have been.
I
but
think
when
his
you're-
mom also has ties to military as well via
It
her
could have
husband.
been. But Jay, what mother don't want to just be there with their child?
Well,
what mother?
I'm not saying that she deserted Sebastian. I'm just saying I think she
had to.
She had to get out of the house, and she had to get something where she was able to live on her own. Like working a 9-to-5 and having Seth take your money is not going to work, right?
No.
Like she literally had to get out of that environment and then rescue her son from that environment. And I think that's what she did.
I think so. But she knew that there was going to have to be some income come in too.
Just help a brother out here.
I think they know all about everything. Thank you, Sandy Bum, for your $10 super chat. This
But
is
look-
a question. What do you think of this? I almost called you Flo. Do you think that Coffin Daffer didn't know about Seth Dogs going on her show Friday? Can't imagine she didn't. Maybe she was opening the door for us to understand more of his character. I'm so confused. I think so too, Gypsy. I think she had to get out of that environment to, completely get out of that. I mean, if he's hovering over her shoulder, reading her text, how could she ever have any privacy to even plan an escape?
But didn't he follow her halfway over the country, everywhere she was stationed?
Well, I think they were married then. Of course he did. I'm sure he had eyes on her all the time. I mean, if he was like reading over her shoulder, she couldn't text, she couldn't make calls without him listening. I mean, how was she ever going to get out if she didn't fucking have anybody to turn to? You got to remember, this girl did this with no fucking family. Her family is all like this.
Yeah.
She didn't have parents to go, oh my God, like Nina, I call my mom and dad. And she didn't have that. She had to fucking do it on her own. And it meant getting out of that situation and then getting where you need to be and pulling your son out of that situation. She really had no choice.
I totally agree.
Because I feel like if she would have got a regular job, 9-to-5, coming home to that man every night, it makes it that much harder and he would have just taken that money.
And the thing about this is that, Seth's mother claimed that she just loved him so much, and she might have. She's a mandated reporter. If this child had told her things was going on, I don't care what comes about. My son right now is in the middle of a CPS call. And if it is, so it is. But if it's wrong, it's wrong. And whoever turned him in, that's, whatever. But
Have you ever thought of it this way? Have you ever thought of it, and this just popped in my head, just a different scenario? Because Robin Rogers didn't seem to be embracing Seth. I didn't see a closeness there. I saw him standing in front of her, almost worried what might come out of her mouth. So have you ever thought that maybe Sebastian was scripted to tell Grandma Rogers that it was Chris?
Could have.
Or telling Grandma Rogers something about Chris? And maybe that's why she didn't repeat it, because maybe she didn't believe it. And maybe she put that out there. I don't know why, but how do we know that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because how easy would it be for Seth to manipulate Sebastian?
Well, evidently she didn't stay unbiased, or she would have kept in touch with Katie, which I don't know if she did or not, but she should have known more than what.
But why would Katie want to talk to her? She literally got a hotel room so her son could marry her pregnant at 18. I mean, why would we expect Katie to even want to talk to Robin? I wouldn't. If I was 35 and I look back and I thought, lady, why did you let your son, who was 10 years older than me, fucking get me pregnant and then marry me and get me a hotel room for the wedding night? Why did you do that to me? That's what I would be asking Mrs. Rogers. I wouldn't be embracing her. It's fucked up. These people on Seth's side are fucked up. They have something that's wrong there, that they think this is normal. I don't get it. I don't get it. From all intents and purposes, the Proudfoots and the Bowersocks look like a tight-knit family. And I feel like Seth has used that tight-knit family because he's jealous of them, putting this rumor out there that they have pull in law enforcement because they have such a big family. He is jealous that Sebastian had a whole nother family that loved him and cared for him. He put out there that they called him the R word. He is evil. Everything that has come out has been rumors from Seth.
Seth.
To make them look bad. That has been his goal from the word jump.
You're exactly right here. I totally agree.
And I'm just tired of him being coddled. You have to look at him as a whole person, not just what he portrays to you. You have to look at the whole person and look at the things he's done to the people that he claims he loved in his life. That ain't love to me.
No, that's not no part of love. If that's love, then I'd sure hate to see hate.
And I want to know about the little 16-year-olds that he had Sebastian getting their numbers for.
Yeah.
Was
yeah,
he
why
then,
would you
was
do
he
that
taking,
with your child?
was he taking a little burner phone and texting them as Sebastian? I want to know.
I want to know that too.
Because Sebastian didn't seem to me to be quite yet where he wanted a girlfriend. I feel like he was a little emotionally behind. My son was the same way. At 15, he was not on the same level. I think he might have been a little on the spectrum, undiagnosed. But he wasn't. He was always a little more, emotionally immature. Like he didn't lose his virginity till he was way older. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't in that promiscuous stage. I don't feel. I feel like he was coming into hormones, but he didn't really know what it meant.
What it meant.
Mm-hmm.
What his body was changing, his thoughts was changing. Yeah, I can see that, and at that age, that happens right in that age.
It does. And, even Katie said he didn't understand. He was getting armpit hair. He was, he had to use deodorant. He was uncomfortable. Like, it was uncomfortable because he didn't understand it. Plus, you got to think about what he saw as a little kid.
Exactly.
And maybe when you're a little baby and you take off your diaper and run around, it's cute. But when you're 15, it's not so cute. And you can't have Faith around that. Or I don't even want to say her name. You can't have other younger children around that because they didn't want to repeat the same thing, right? Seth did that. They didn't want Faith exposed to that. Who could blame him? But it's not Sebastian's fault. It's Seth's. And he knows it.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure that, they had to use a lot of precaution when that little sister of his was there. But that didn't mean that he was going to end up being a child predator.
Absolutely not.
That
Absolutely
didn't
not.
just because he was had the misfortune of that happening to him under their watch. That still, and I have to put this into perspective too. You take, if that was the case with CP not wanting that baby around Sebastian, they still loved one another. They FaceTime one another every day.
Oh, yeah.
I
just think there was some things going on. Right. And maybe Chris did want Sebastian to go and maybe they had plans to do therapy. I don't know. And I'm not saying Chris is selfish for this, but maybe he thought, you know what, dude? I've raised your kid for the past 7-8 years while you've loafed.
Just help
It's
a
your
brother out
turn
here.
now because I have a daughter too.
Well,
I'm just being fair here. Like maybe you can take him for a little bit longer so I can have my daughter and we can, work through this. I don't think it was that they didn't love Sebastian. I think they had a circumstance that they had to deal with. And how do you do it?
Well, was that true about the food, Jay? Where they were always fussing about the food that he eat?
I don't know. I think that he just had a unique taste in food. I think he liked tofu and I think he liked, more like, the new age things. And I don't think Seth is like that. He's Old Testament, right? He didn't even take Sebastian to the store. Sebastian didn't get to pick out his own food.
No, I meant at CP's, when they say, oh, well, he's eating up my food or,
that was all rumor though.
Well, it was rumor.
We have to think back now where all of this negativity came from. right?
Just help a brother out here.
Gypsy Trail says, Jay, I re-listened to that statement. Robin said she tried to imply it was Chris, but messed up and said, quote, I didn't report it because Sebastian asked me not to. He didn't want his father to lose his job.
If it hadn't have been for Chris, he wouldn't have a job.
Mm-hmm. And we see
he
how
wanted to
ungrateful
quit.
he's just, dude, he's ungrateful about everything.
He
I mean,
wanted
I'm
to
just being
quit.
honest.
He wanted to throw in the towel. Well, how was he going to throw in the towel when he's got a son to raise?
I agree,
And look at
Arnie.
him now. What, 3 days? He's quit. He quit his job, and he's just going to live off everybody else.
Little bit.
He
I'm
didn't wanna
so
work.
sorry you went through that. No, he didn't. Thank you for your super chat. She says, I reported my own daughter and fought to save my 3-week-old grandbaby for 2.5 years. I fought the state of Florida for him. Why didn't Robin report? No excuses.
There is no excuses.
And it's never too late to do right by Sebastian. That's the glory of this. It's never too late to do right by Sebastian. Even though it's been 7 months, it's never too late.
Nope.
Because if someone has him or if someone knows what happened to him and where he is, you know they're not sleeping well. You know they're not feeling well.
Sebastian, I think, if he did walk out of that house, I think he was abducted. I think that somebody has him. And who knows, it might be some of those criminals that Seth took care of. They might have got out and got online, started playing games and all this stuff, and then like, hey, well, you know what? I don't like your dad. I'm going to take your kid. We don't know that didn't happen. But if either one of them, any of them, is for this or allowed this to happen, they're just as much in trouble, because this has cost thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Thank you so much, Robin, for your PayPal. She said, I love your passion today. Thank you so much. That was so generous of you. Appreciate that.
And
I just really feel, I'm sorry. I just want to say, like, the passion, it comes from my soul. And, I guess
it does.
I feel like, and it's going to make me cry. Excuse me. I'm very emotional about this. I feel so grateful that I had parents who didn't do that to me. And I can't imagine having parents who do that to me and then go online and say all of my bad, outcomes from the trauma that he inflicted. He's gaslighting his own son, who's not even around to stick up for himself. And I'm just so grateful. And I think it makes me just look at other people and think, damn,
I know.
we need to talk about this, because everybody should have parents like I did. It shouldn't be different than that. We shouldn't have to hear about these pieces of shit. We shouldn't have to be worried, finding kids that are missing and are never found.
I know, honey.
Everybody should have parents like that.
Well, I wasn't fortunate enough to have those type of parents.
And I know, I hate it. All your stories are so meaningful. And I just have such a different perspective, because it hurts my soul to hear what some people have been through, and to have people ignore all of this trauma is nuts to me. I mean, we follow these true crime cases and we deep dive them, every single one. But this one somehow turned different, because we had a master manipulator come on the scene from day one and start a narrative from day one to get us to turn on Sebastian's mother and stepfather.
And what, Jay? You have got such a deep-seated, heartfelt love for people, and you have struggled so hard on this case. I mean, worked and worked and worked. Yeah, we've had some laughs, but there's been a lot of us that's cried with you because of this. And I thank you every day for the sincerity of your channel, of your heart, because you have been absolutely amazing. You've touched on every point that could be out there that
Just
could
help a brother
possibly
out here.
be a link to finding this child. You know, I just can't say enough about you and your channel and how hard you've worked with your heart.
You know, I'm not hiding over here. I'm speaking my truth over here. Like, my J is for Justice channel is like a brand. You know what I mean? Like, it's a podcast. It's case following, and it's not any, I don't put a whole lot of opinion in there, you know, like I do, but I don't, not to this level. And I'm so happy to be over here and have people that are here with me where we can talk raw and openly, because these types of things need to be talked about, because if we don't talk about them, this shit will never change. If we have people like Brittney J coddling people who are abusive, it will never change. What do you stand for?
She coddles for money, honey. There's a big, huge difference there. There's a huge difference. You never ask for nothing. That's why I always come up there, you know, and say what I gotta say, and hey, click the likes and stuff, because you don't do it. You do it from the heart.
I mean, of course I have to make money. I mean, don't get me wrong here. I have to pay my bills. This is
Sure
my
you do.
full-time job, you know? And I've been working at this for 6 years, and I've seen a lot, but I've never seen someone that we know is abusive and a predator be coddled. This has reached a new low for me. You know, I mean, okay, let's talk about this, Pearl. Let's look at Don Wells. Do you remember when Chris McDonough got his sisters to come out about their abuse against him?
Mm-hmm.
And you remember everybody was like, "Oh my God, Don, that's awful." You're like, he was a demon.
Yeah.
But everybody just ignores it from Seth. Why?
Yeah. Because he comes out such a whiner. You know, Jay, he is a whiner. He's drawing attention to himself, not his son. There's a huge difference there. It's self and not son. You know, that's just like with JR following him around that park. He wanted to play Mr. Save the Day and wimp and cry and do all this stuff. Yeah, I'm sure there's something heartfelt in there, but it's all turned to him now. It's all turned on him.
Thank you, Aunt Kathy. Pear character looking himself in the mirror saying, "Thanks for being you," with hearts popping out of his eyes. That's funny.
We all want to look at these children. They're innocent. They're the most innocent. But when you look at Sebastian and his struggles and his having to deal with, you know, my nephew by marriage, he's on the spectrum too. But that child, he's still just a child, and he's 40-something years old. That's your innocence. That's the innocence of it. You know, and to look at that and know, and he'd get confused. And this is the thing I wanted to say about this difference in autistic. They're confused and they know there's a problem, because he knew there was a problem. He'd say, "I don't know why I was born like this." Well, I'd always ensure him that it was born perfect.
Right.
That God created him perfect.
Yeah.
Because he was confused, and in days that he would be confused, he'd say, "I don't know why I was born like this." Well, you could see the anxieties.
Yeah.
So did Sebastian overhear a conversation, you know?
Well, imagine all those anxieties with, you know, abuse and trauma on top of it.
And the hormones.
And the hormones and the, you know, "Oh, my dad doesn't give me my medication when I'm there on the weekends." I mean, this kid was probably all over the place at
All
no
over the
fault of
place.
his own. No fault of his own.
And the sad part about it is, you know, when we look at it, he may have issues, but in all, he's probably smarter than we all are.
Absolutely,
He
he
probably
is.
knew the trauma that he was going through and had to get away.
Oh,
There's
I
been
think he
days
was.
when
I
my
think he
mom
was
passed,
aware. I think you're right. I think he was aware.
my mom passed away, and the moment they started playing those hymnals and started preaching, I run out the funeral home and started running through the parking lot, and I don't even know where I was going. I was so overwhelmed with the fact of what I was going through right then. I didn't even know I was running. They had to run after me.
I'm so sorry.
But you think of a child. Now we all lay down, and a child can't say, well, and this is a point I want to make. When my son's dad left, my son got so confused with the fact that his daddy just left. He started wetting himself, and we're at 6 years old now, and the child's wetting himself, messing on himself. I had to go to school and get him, bring him home and change him and all this stuff. And a child cannot, and they will not, because they can't sit down and say, hey, this is bothering me. Could you help me through this? So every night I would lay down with him, and you don't really have to touch on anything, just touch on everything. And I guarantee you, before he falls asleep or they fall asleep, they're going to let you know if there's something wrong. And I done it every night till he was grown enough, old enough to say, this is what's wrong. Who did Sebastian have to go to? She was on the phone. They had a big day. This child could have been just all over the place. Hormones raging, if there was trouble between Katie and Chris, going to daddy's to live and didn't want to. I mean, I could have run. And maybe he did. Maybe he just said, to heck with this. I can't deal with it no more. I'm over it. I go to my daddy's and I get this. I go here and I've got to act like that. And he could be anything and everything and run around naked all day long with his dad. He had to go back home and live another life, and he had issues already.
Yeah.
So, this kid could have been all over the place. Because when my mom died and they started playing those songs, man, out the door I went, and I didn't even know where I was going. They got me in the parking lot. And I don't even know where I was going right then. So you can get that confused. To where that's not where you want to be. So you run.
Right. He could have ran.
I mean, I think about it because, hey, I wouldn't have wanted to go live with him. But then you've got two kids, and it's so hard for a child to separate. Okay, at my mom's house, I do this. At my dad's house, it's not allowed. So he's being pushed back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you take somebody that's got issues, which I'm not saying he's defective. Like, he's not defective. Truth is not, he's smarter than all of us. But you take so much and you're going to do something. You're either going to run or you're going to, an adult, you'll stand up and handle it. You take what's thrown at you. But a child, they cannot. What child at any age up until they get 10 or 12 can come to you, Jay, and say, Mama, I've got a problem. Could you help me? You won't see a child do that. They don't know to ask for help.
Madeline Soto had no one to go to. Her mother had these roommates, and they weren't even paying attention. No one was paying attention. You know why? Because it was out of sight, out of mind. They didn't want to pay attention. But you know what? That's why we're talking about it. Yes. And I want to play this video really quick, per girl.
Okay.
Just to remind everyone, this is a public show of Seth Rogers.
If I'm holding you up anyway, just drop me.
No, babe, you're perfect. I'm glad you came up. Kels, thank you so much. Do you have audio? Can you hear it? Sometimes it does. Okay, I'm going to have to reshare. Hold on. Sometimes it does that. Here we go. Get it back up.
Right here in front of Beach High School. In front of my son's high school. Of course, it's me. Trevor Lee, you slimy little slime ball.
Ho, 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 ho. Seth, what's going on?
Chloe, I asked her to step back because she was leaking stuff. I know you don't got me in the show yet, but she was leaking information.
You are in the show.
Oh, I am in the show. My bad.
You are in the show. You are in the show.
Yeah. Oh, I'm in the show? People think he was faking that. Oh, I don't think he was faking that. I think he talked to Smiley like shit. I mean, look it's just him and Smiley. And listen to how he talks to her when he thinks it's just her and him. He thinks he can get away talking that way behind the scenes, right? I don't think he was faking it at all. Watch. His man, yeah. He's like, oh, am I? Oh, my bad. Oh, oops.
Hi, Seth.
See? Right here in front of Beach High School. In front of my son's high school. Of course, it's me. Trevor Lee, you slimy little slime ball.
Ho, 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 ho.
Just help a brother out.
Seth, what's going on?
Chloe, I asked her to step back because she was leaking stuff. I know you don't got me in the show yet, but she was leaking information.
You are in the show.
Oh, I am in the show. My bad.
You are in the show. You are in the show. Hold on.
I figured I was still backstage talking to you, Smiley.
No, you're in the show. You're in the show. Mic drop. Mic drop.
Pretty much.
Oh, so you think he wanted to say that about Chloe and make everybody hear, but pretend? Is that what you guys think?
Yeah, he's just in the phone. He's just on his phone talking to his phone. He knew.
She still supports Seth. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything.
Yep.
Yeah, Chloe gave the audio file to Trevor Lee, knowing full well that I would take the blame because I'm the person that does that. And then I did my own investigation to find out where it was. You sat there and leaked it off the podcasters and everything else, and then wants to get all uppity because I won't let. Hi, Smiley. I won't let my PR person sit there and defend Chloe.
Angie.
Who the hell does Trevor think he is to sit there and tell somebody that's working for me to do something?
Smiley, I'm sorry, hon. I don't know who you are.
Oh, fuck you, Tony. Someone who works for me. Just like when he said he was the manager of the pizza place. These guys I hired. Right? He's always in charge, but he's not in charge. He's not large and in charge because he's lazy. People who are lazy aren't large and in charge. He feels in charge. Trevor Lee, you slimy slime ball. Probably because he was in chat. I don't know. Who knows with him?
And I don't know whose profile that is, but it's not mine. I've been with Seth all day.
Yeah, they planned this. They had a fake Tony in there saying, we're coming on. And then they came on, and he came on to put Chloe on blast.
Jay, I want to ask,
what, hon?
Why does he fall for every piece of shit out there?
I don't know. There's your grieving father, though.
He's got these new ones coming in. If they were searching, they should be non-biased.
Here's your grieving father. He's loving this. He loves this control that he thinks he has. At this point in time, he thought he was fully in control. He had Tony on his side, spreading his narrative, putting out whatever he wanted.
My channel.
Somebody was out there saying that we were coming on the panel. That Tony said that we were coming on. We've been out here riding around all day.
Oh.
Checking out places for searching and everything else.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So I got like almost 1,700 people in here.
Mic drop. Sorry about that.
He knows. That's exactly why he did it.
Yep.
He wanted to put Chloe on blast.
Okay, so I want you to know that I love Trevor and
hey, I tell you what, I'm sorry. I thought he was a great person too. But after I saw, I got so many snakes that were in my group, I'm still cutting heads off. And it came as a shock to me It came as an absolute shock that this man, I can't even call him a man.
I can't call him a man.
It came as a shock to me. It came as an absolute shock that this man,
Oh, I see that right there. This is on a live stream. Imagine in private.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even call him a man, that this individual would sit there and lie to my face and then sit there and put out lies to begin with. And now he want to go out there whenever I'm in a podcast or whatnot, and nothing about Sebastian. No, nothing about my son. You know, all about Chloe and her little clique. You know, when I asked her to step back, she took almost all the searchers with them. And now people are like, oh, it was like a slap to my face. They don't know why I asked her to step back. But I asked her to step back because she's a private investigator trying to be a SAR person. You need to get out of the field and get back to doing private investigation, which she wasn't doing. She wanted to vet everybody. Like everybody. Like, I want to know, you know, what size foot they were when they were born. And it's like, you know, I will accept help from anybody to find my son. And people are taking my good-hearted nature and just trampling all over it. And it's going to bring out the negative part of me that don't give a flying. Smile
So
around and find out.
You're pushing away everybody that's trying to help you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that him himself? You know where I'm at, Trevor. Why don't you just go ahead and step out of Chloe's house and come on over, boy? And I'll show you what a man does.
Oh, you're really helping find Sebastian doing this.
Hey, why you sitting there changing your face? Hey, what? Can't spend the time looking for Summer no more, right? You want to say where I'm at? You see where I'm at. You don't know what I'm doing.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing? Why are you on this panel right now?
Why don't you go ahead and
Don't you ever, and I will let this be publicly known, you, Chloe, your whole team does not have my blessing to use my name or my son's name to ask people to search on their property. Like you have a contract with me. Trevor, you need to go home, boy. This is out of your league.
No.
Is it because if I recall, I'm the one that's
Is it because if I recall, I didn't ask you to respond. I told you to get off the panel, boy. This is my son, not yours. My son, not yours. My son. This is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. I named him. I named him Sebastian. I named him Drake. I named him Wayne. I named him Rogers. That's my last name. Take your Trevor Lee ass and fuck off, dude. You want to literally? This is my goddamn son.
Seth.
Jay, can I point out something here?
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Lee is an awesome young man.
Mm-hmm.
He has done way far more than we can even imagine. And what he's going to be able to bring to the table on down the road is amazing. I have the utmost respect for Trevor Lee.
Me too.
And this offends me so bad that this idiot would get on this panel and talk to this young man the way that he does. I love Trevor Lee.
Keep in mind, too, that Trevor Lee is like 20 years younger than Seth. He's closer in age to Sebastian than he is Seth.
And Trevor Lee has got more knowledge than he will ever gain if he lived to be 100. This young man has got out there and busted and passed a law. And, you know, as far as I know, he don't even have no children, but he's got a heart for them.
Sorry. I would have told Seth. Well, he kind of did. I mean, when he said, I don't know if you could hear him because Seth was yelling over him, but he said, I named him, you know, when he said that, I named him that. He said, yeah, because something about Katie being underage. I know, look at his face. And I'm sorry for everybody that got triggered. I'm triggered too because my ex-husband was a yeller like that. And that's what it reminds me of. And, you know, for Smiley to have that reaction, I don't know why she would ever entertain this man again.
He would never be back on mine. Not to come on like that. And he's gotten rid of every good person that could help this case. Does that say anything?
And then to sit there and say you're Trevor Lee's friend. I mean, I like Smiley and all, but this is what I'm talking about. You have to have a stance. All these spineless people that have these panels are dangerous when it comes to these types of cases. You know? They create drama because they entertain the wrong things for the wrong reasons. She honestly should have respected Trevor Lee and kicked him.
Oh, he would have been gone. When
Gone.
he got on there and pretended like he didn't know he was on, he knew he was on.
Look at her reaction. But what did she do? Seth, wait a minute. No. You have a reaction like this to a man like this, you get rid of it. I'm not entertaining this. This is abusive. You're verbally abusing someone you're calling a friend. No.
But JJ was 1,700 in her chat.
Oh, I know, right?
So
there's 1,700 people here.
We got to look at that. She didn't know whether to shit her britches or get up and go to piss.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and that is why creators like that should not be entertaining parents of open missing children's cases. It's dangerous. It puts a narrative out. It can hinder the investigation for law enforcement because they're getting false tips. They're getting bullshit, and y'all are entertaining it. So congratulations.
And the thing about this is, Jay, you look at it, there's several channels I could call out, but I won't. But they sit there and they grift off these people the same story over and over and over again. And people are sitting there throwing out money to them. It's pathetic to me.
I mean, look at his reaction and look at hers. Someone comes on my panel and disrespects my house because this is my house right now. Like, Pearl Girl is in my house. Like, you're on my sofa. Like, we're hanging out. That's how I picture my channel. And no one's going to bring that horse shit into my channel and then get coddled for it. I'll be damned.
That's how I feel about it. That's exactly how I feel about it. If you have no respect for them, don't go on their channel.
He has no respect for Smiley, Trevor, nobody but him. He cares about nobody but himself. I'm telling you.
She disrespected her own page by doing that.
She did. She disrespected her audience. She disrespected herself, and I hope she learns from it.
And it's just like this other one that's backing them too. You know, she's still, and they need to take the words right out of her mouth of this child. If KP and CP and the Bower Sox, that would be one thing she'd never be able to allow to be said on her channel. She is done botched this to pieces. Just like this lady here, I don't watch her. I did see this, and the way he come on to that, he would have been off quick. And PJ, they ain't enough I can say for her, but
thank you, Adrian.
Anybody that follows this and follows them and throws them out money for lawyer fees and stuff is pathetic.
And that's the only, really, I wouldn't even call out all of this stuff if he wasn't being coddled. You know, if people handled this like it should be, okay? For example, if you go back to June of 2021, when Little Summer Wells disappeared, I got Don on the phone. I was the first one to speak to him before anybody in the media.
Yeah.
I didn't coddle Don Wells. I came in totally neutral, asked him what was going on, asked him about Summer. Take me back to the day when you found out you were having a little girl. You know what I'm saying? Those are the kind of things you want to ask, right? You want to ask questions about the topic, about the kid that's missing. Exactly. You don't want to be their fucking friend, but see, that's what these people do. They don't. You're right.
I remember that. I remember that live. I do, and you handled that very well.
And I feel like I did. I don't feel like I would do anything different. And I'm really proud of how I handled that. And there's nothing wrong with being proud of how you handled something. No. I'm not saying I'm the best at it, but I do feel like I kept it neutral. I wasn't, you guys need to support them. And, and furthermore, I feel like Seth followed that case and he saw, because the only thing that's different is that he's making money. The Wells never asked for a penny. Never did those people ask for money.
If your child was missing for like 3 days, I will use 3 days. That's what Seth did. You take your child missing for 3 days. Okay, yeah, you would be out there searching and stuff. But he took it as long-term and set up a GoFundMe page.
On day 3.
He had no reason to go back to work.
He didn't want to go back to work, obviously.
No, he's not a productive person.
He's not a go-getter, dude. No, he's not. Definitely. I mean, you look up lazy in the dictionary and you're going to see a picture of him. You look up a go-getter, it's probably going to be more of Katie's husband, Chris.
If my
And
child
it
went
kills
missing,
him.
if my child went missing, I wouldn't be sitting on no GoFundMe page at 3 days. You know, I mean, that was a snatch right there. Okay, let's bring this up. You know, why would you bring it up for 3 days? Is it going to take that long to find him?
Well, you know what? I don't have a problem with them starting a GoFundMe at day 3.
No, I don't either.
If it's for Sebastian, right?
Right.
Not for his living expenses, but you know what? He was up front. He was up front. I will give him that, because no one can come back and say he misused the funds, because he said straight up, I'm using it for my bills. And that's, you know, no one can come back and say, no, you know, I want my money back. So he was careful in that aspect. I think it would have been admirable if there was a GoFundMe set up for Sebastian.
Yeah.
And then,
and only anything that was took out of there was for flyers or whatever.
Yeah, and whatever's left over should go in a trust and until Sebastian's found and there's an outcome in the case. I mean, that's the responsible thing to do. It's not hard. I mean, he's got a lawyer. He's got a lawyer requesting his fucking timesheets because he, for some reason, can't get them from the jail himself. He's got a lawyer sending out cease and desist to people that are speaking only the truth. He's got, which didn't go anywhere. He's got a lawyer requesting CPS records that he couldn't get his mitts on. You tell me that dude can't set up a simple trust and collect money, use it for flyers, use it for signs, use it for billboards, use it for whatever you need to do to find your son. Search efforts, whatever you need. Whatever's left over goes into his trust and until the conclusion. You know what I'm saying? If Sebastian is deceased, it's donated to XYZ charity. And that's exactly what happened to the Summer Wells reward. It went to a children's home because it was a hot mess. So here is Robin Rogers. Robin, thank you for your super chat. I wanted to read that. Oh, we just lost Pearl Girl. He would have his union lawyer. Where's his union lawyer? Well, the lawyer that represents the jail is CC'd on the email between Seth's lawyer and his job. So let me explain this better. The lawyer that represents Davidson County is CC'd on the email between Seth's lawyer and HR for the Davidson County Jail. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I first and foremost want to thank everybody for their prayers, and especially to those that have put boots on the ground looking for my grandson. I think a lot of people I see a lot of people thinking that things have been manipulated and feeling sorry for the mother and stepdad. The biggest manipulator of information of this whole scenario is Chris Proudfoot. He accuses YouTubers of manipulating info. Well, he's the biggest spinner of all. He thinks there's 3 sides to every truth. No, that's what your son said. Seth said, "Hi, Mark Calvin Klein." Angie B. Oh, it's very simple. If you step back and look at the picture as a whole, it's very simple, really, I think. He's the biggest spinner of all. He thinks there's 3 sides to every truth. Seth said there's 3 sides, right? No, there's not 3 sides to every truth. There's 3 sides to every story, but only 1 side to the truth. I'm so frustrated and so angry. I spoke to my grandson at least 2 times a month, and many times in between. He told me a lot of things that I'm sure Chris Proudfoot doesn't want me to put out there. I have not spoken to TBI at this point. However, why wouldn't you? I'd be at the TBI's door if that was my grandson. Why are Robin Rogers and Seth not approaching the authorities? I know he says he is, but I don't believe that. I don't believe he's calling them and getting blown off. I don't think he's reaching out. And I think that's why he hasn't been cleared. And that's why he has a lawyer trying to request the timesheets so he can see what the fuck they look like. In my opinion. Exactly, retired. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. However, I think this will change this week if info is not provided that brings my grandson home. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth needs to be put out there. When you tell the truth, the whole truth, stories don't change. Timeline don't change. Facts come out. If you want to feel sorry or sad or bad for someone, think about Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers. No, how about we feel bad for Sebastian? See how twisted this is? There's something wrong in this family. Aw, you never a bother, Pearl. Thanks for coming up. If you want to feel sorry or sad or bad for someone, think about Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers. Sebastian is his whole life, his reason for being. And maybe you should look into the Katie's background in her family. See how dare she put that out there. This woman who let her 10 years senior son date an underage girl, get her pregnant, and marry her, and then got a hotel room for the night. Sick. These people are sick. I mean, Robin came from foster care. Maybe something happened to her. I don't know. But this is not normal. Not normal behavior at all. Your grandson's missing, and you're telling people they need to feel sorry for Seth? What's wrong with you? She lost her license warning label? Who? Has a felony? What's kabooming a dwelling? What? Are you serious? You're going to have to email me. Sebastian is his whole life, his reason for being, and maybe you should look into the Katie's background and her family. Robin Rogers just re-victimized Katie. Yep, she sure did. And her history of making her history of making and manipulating people to do her bidding. Dude, your son groomed her. Did you encourage it? I think you'll find some interesting facts will come out. Please, for now, please just keep Sebastian's name and face out there. Please help me find my grandson. His dad is beside himself and needs some closure. Oh, Mr. Myers. Mr. Myers, it's not the right day for this, Mr. Myers. Myers Thrifty Acres. I'm better than what? The truth? Kick rocks. Kick rocks, Charles. These are public posts. Don't tell me I'm better than that. What are you talking about? I'm better than what? Playing and reading their own words? I don't know. Kabooming? I don't know. I don't know. This is disturbing to me. Myers Thrifty Acres, fuck off. This is disturbing shit. Here's another one. Yet another lie exposed. CP has said on multiple interviews that he has left the door open for me to contact them. I will admit that I left a very emotional message on 3/16. Her Facebook Messenger. And this lady with all this education can't spell messenger? She's supposedly very educated. I'm calling bullshit. Something's up with this woman. Something ain't right. I did tell her that if anything has happened to my grandson, I would push death penalty. What? Hi, Jason. What? She's speaking death penalty? Wow. Yesterday, I received the following from KP. Robin, please do not contact us again. Your messages have all been forwarded to law enforcement, as well as this request for you to no longer contact us. Bing bong. Law enforcement got that. Do not contact us again. Us. Forward whatever you like, KP. I am one very angry grandmother, and you are not out looking for my grandson. Do you forget, bitch, that that's Katie's baby? Because you were there when that baby was born. Did you feel some kind of ownership too? Are you weird like that too? Because why are you forgetting that Katie is the one that gave birth to that boy? Oh, I was there. The midwife wasn't good enough, so I delivered him. Bing bong. This ain't your kid. This is Katie's child. And I don't think y'all ever understood that. I am not afraid of the Proudfoot family or the little man you are married to. Dude, your son is just as little, except he's wider than he is tall. Who are you calling little? Dude, this woman is bitter, just like her son. Fight me. She's bitter like her son. Mm-mm. Mr. Jones and me. This country has something called freedom of speech. Look it. My question is this really Robin Rogers or is Seth using her account? Because he's not on Facebook. I don't know. I'm not on there. I don't have social media. I'm not on there. So this is either Seth or his mom is just as fucked. Furthermore, why hadn't she talked to TBI? That's weird. Right? Good for Katie for writing back. Robin, please do not contact us again. Your messages have all been forwarded to law enforcement, as well as this request for you to no longer contact us. Peace out. I mean, she had to know Katie's age, right? I mean, she was there when Katie gave birth. She knows Katie's date of birth. It wasn't like Seth lied to her and said, oh, yeah, she's older than she is. You know what I mean? She knew. Katie lived in her home. I wonder what Katie had to do when she lived in Robin Rogers' home. I just wonder. It's really sad to think about. We don't know what we don't know. It's super sad to think about. They're weird people, dude. That ain't normal. Calling it like I see it. There's nothing about that normal. I just can't. It's hard to hide the age of 12. Even 16. When she was 16, he said he was teaching her how to drive. He was 26 years old. Can you imagine a 26-year-old guy teaching your daughter how to drive? Christian teen camp or Christian teen club? Christian teen club. Letting wife support for no, that's not right. And is she more worried about how this is going to make her look? I mean, I just don't get it. No one, it seems, on that side has Sebastian in the forefront. In my opinion, anyways. I just don't. And today was just a day of speaking truth. And I know a lot of people aren't going to like it. And this will probably get deleted. Or I mean, not deleted, but demonetized because it's probably being reported over and over and over. And that's okay. I feel like there's a bigger investigation going on as well. Thank you, warning label. I'll check it after the live. I have to look at things. She didn't want JLR digging into her background, did she? No, she sent JLR a cease and desist. So I think there's more to these people and more to their story. And I can only hope and pray that the more that comes out and the more that is talked about brings us closer to finding out what happened to Sebastian. A midwife is someone who delivers babies. It's just super sad all the way around. I have a video, though, I want to share. Hang on.
Creep Town, dude.
Creep Town, dude. Thank you for subscribing, Irene. Love that name. This is going to be our final video of the day. I want to thank you guys for joining today. I know I have a live at 3. I'm probably going to put that off till later. Because I haven't even had a second to think right now. I didn't know this was going to go so long, so Diddy ain't going nowhere, so we'll go over that. I'm going to reschedule that for today. But this is from this is my little video that was supposed to be funny that everyone got worked up over, so I hope you guys get a laugh out of it. Because I'm out of my mind. Thank you so much, everybody. Oh, damn. I know my mods are great. We got Jammers, Angie B, Incognito Potato. We have Amy. We have Shell. We have, who else? I can't see the blues. Jammers, Melissa B. Thank you guys for modding. I don't know how many trolls we've had because I can't see in chat. Luckily, I can't. I can't see removed. I can't see all that. Thank you, Irene. I appreciate you. And we stand up for victims, guys. We gotta speak the truth and not let this garbage overcast what's important. And the whole story is important. The whole story is important. Here we go.
She's lost her mind.
Ooh.
Shot her credibility by putting out clips like that.
No.
I lost my credibility. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm so glad you were up here, Pearl.
She didn't.
Yeah. It was. Oh, come on, y'all. This makes me angry. This case makes me just want to fucking walk away.
Bye.
What bothers me so much about it is that the same people that are going to say,
Girl, get to walking. Get the shoes on. Get to walking.
I dare you. I dare you to walk away.
I double dog dare you.
I triple dog dare you.
I quadruple dog dare you. Hell, I'll give you the shoes.
Just help a
I'll give
brother
you
out
$10
here.
to walk away.
We'll send you a goddamn Uber.
That's it. Bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Lord split you.
I thought their reaction was so funny. I'm like, I have to clip this because their reaction is fucking hilarious. They all were like, oh my God, the first moment that Brittany said, this is making me want to walk away, they were like, bye. It was like they didn't even have to think. That's how annoying all of this misinformation is. This is how long they had to think when she said she walking away. Listen again.
Me angry. This case makes me just want to fucking walk away.
Bye.
what bothers me so much about it is that the same people that are going to say,
Girl, get to walking. Get the shoes on. Get to walking.
I dare you. I dare you to walk away.
I double dog dare you.
I triple dog dare you.
I quadruple dog dare you. Hell, I'll give you the shoes.
I'll give you $10 to walk away.
We'll send you a goddamn Uber.
That's it. Bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Lord split you.
Everybody have a great day. Until the next one. Or wait, how does it go? I forgot my own saying. Until the next one, or I'll see you in the next one, whatever the freak it is. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you. Bye. Look on the other channel, though, for the Diddy Diddy done it. We got to go over the Diddy stuff. Because you know what? Sean. We got another Sean. Did Dog know that Sean was going to be arrested for this? Sean. Maybe it's not Sean Taylor. Maybe it's Sean Puffy Combs. Bye, guys.